I'm fixing to ping my Discord. We're about to go live. We don't have a lot of time to waste, so we're not going to even do our lovely intro. It's been happening a lot recently. Loverwatch and KEPHRII throw over. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good to go. Pinging my Discord. We have a coaching session very soon. Thank you. Let's get my phone set up here. Then we're going to be jumping in. Kind of looking forward to this. Should be fun. Okay, let's do this, mates. Why, hello there. Yeah, hello. Hello, Levi. Can't wait for the most handsome coach to romance Genji later. Oh, you know it. I'm just gonna take turn romancing everything. What does Overwatch mean? I can't tell you. It's a secret. There's a KEPHRII VOD replay code that got posted at Overwatch TMZ where people think that he was actually throwing a game, and we're gonna find out if he was actually throwing or not. Obviously, I'm not gonna do a psychological analysis of KEPHRII, but I'm gonna give it my best shot about my opinion on whether he was throwing the game on purpose or not. Let's get started. We have one coaching session, a quick replay code review, and then we go from there. Yeah, it's gonna be spicy. This is a number that I'm going to share while lurking. Hello, Baggins. 4 years. Thank you for the sub. Wait, says Nodlin. Put up a poll. That might be fun. The new video is dying left. Nice. All right, let's go, points. Hey, I appreciate you being so patient. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, you're welcome.
Okay, let's get this started. So, do you have a replay code for me?
Yes. It is a ranked game. It is not a scrim, unfortunately.
That's fine with me.
I couldn't get a decent scrim.
That's fine for me. Don't worry. Most of the VODs I do are ranked games, so it works for me.
Okay. So one of them, it's like I got steamrolled. It was a 3-0 on Havana, and the other one was like a 1-2 on Circuit Royale.
Okay. Either one works.
Okay. Just the Circuit one. RY. Oh wait, actually, I'll just send it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't want to trust me to try and remember anything. It's a dangerous path. Circuit Royale. Okay, get this pulled up. And what rank, what hero are we looking at?
I think at this game, I'm GM1 right now.
Okay.
Or top 500, and then Sojourn, yeah.
Sojourn, okay. Sojourn top 500. All right, so the question of the day is, what got you interested in coaching?
Well, mostly recently, I lost against like a team in a tournament recently, and I got really bummed out, and I wanted to. I think during the games I felt like a non-factor. I felt like I wasn't like, contributing. I wasn't making plays. I was just there, like existing. And I felt like if I had done more, maybe we could have won, or if maybe I had fed less or something like that. Like if I had just done better, we could have won.
So you're playing in a team right now?
Yeah.
How long have you been with the team?
I'm a year and a half.
Wow, that's a long time. Is it just a normal team? Is it a collegiate team, or is it a...
Collegiate team. Collegiate.
So you're collegiate. Okay, so you were in a tournament. You felt like you could have done more. You trolled the lobby. You were a non-factor. You want to fix that.
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay, so my second question always is, when did you start playing Overwatch? How long have you been playing Hitscan or Sojourn or Flex DPS or whatever? What ranks have you hit? What do you think of Overwatch 2? Just give me the full background of your Overwatch history, please.
Okay, so I started playing Overwatch on console season 1. I didn't start playing competitive on console until season 2. It took me, I think, about 2 seasons to reach GM on console, and then after that, I think I made the switch to PC maybe 15 seasons afterwards.
Why?
But because actually I guess I don't really have a good reason why I made the switch to PC, but I think it was just more fun. I played on like other people's PCs. I was like, this is cool.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
good.
was that was the basic reason, I guess. So I made the switch like 15 seasons after. There was a gap where I didn't play, I think mostly because my computer wasn't good enough to run like
Mm.
Overwatch like well. And so I waited like 5 more seasons, or maybe I played other games. And then I think probably season 20, like around the 20s, I started playing like competitively better. And I think it still took me around like 2, maybe 3 seasons to get to like a GM level. But like at some point I started stagnating. I was like mostly high masters or like low GM. And it was only, I guess, within the last year maybe that I started getting like a little bit better, maybe above 4.1K. But even then it's like very low. And then now I'm like, I don't know, I have like insane like rank inflation. So I'm GM1 right now. But like last season when I feel like there was less rank inflation, I also got GM1, which was my first time.
Okay. When you said you were stagnating, maybe back in the day, what do you think was causing that? Lack of motivation, lack of understanding, the meta, what?
Um Honestly, it was probably because I wasn't, like, super dedicated, like, I cared a lot about the game, but, like, I don't know, like, at the time I was in high school, and I probably, like, played other games like Fortnite and
Yeah,
Valorant.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not Valorant, but, like, yeah, I just, like, I played with my friends and, I wanted to have fun, and I wasn't like, "Oh, like, I need to only play Overwatch," and stuff like that.
Sure. So what got you on the collegiate route? Because I assume that's kind of where the switch started to happen.
Um I guess it was just so I guess during high school when I made my applications for like college, um I really wanted to go to UCI, but because they're like a really good school for esports, but
Mm-hmm.
I got denied or I got waitlisted from that school. And so I couldn't
Ouch.
get in. Yeah, I wasn't able to get in, and then I got into my school um after that, and I was like, "Oh, we have an Overwatch team. That's cool." And then I joined. That was it. I applied. I got in. I didn't play that much, like because my like hero pool is like kind of limited. Especially at the time, Sojourn wasn't out, so I basically only played Soldier. I came in as like a Soldier one trick, pretty much. It
Hmm.
was kind of bad.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and so I didn't get
Is
that
that
much
your hero pool? Like going back even into console, or did you dance around other heroes and other roles?
in console. On console, I played a lot of Bastion, I
Okay.
think.
you
That was, like, my favorite hero for surely.
should be ashamed of
Um,
yourself.
yeah, totally. Um, and then I think I played, like, Cass and, like, other hit scan characters in console, but, like, pretty much, I think when I went on PC, I, like, played mostly Ana, and then I got to, like, Masters, and I made the, like, switch to DPS because it was open queue at the time, and then just stayed around there, and so I kinda had, like, a lot of imposter syndrome, because I felt like I didn't belong, and then, like, I don't know, I've just always been, like, Masters or higher from then on. Um,
Okay. So the Soldier
yeah.
OTP, you're in collegiate. This is a year and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
What do you mean what happened?
Like from
Like,
in
what?
terms of your hero pool, like what was your because that was I assume your first was that your first serious venture into team play, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
only played ranked beforehand.
Okay. So how was that transition, and is that why you started to kind of expand your pool?
Yeah, I think so, like I don't know why, like, when Overwatch 2 came out, I just played a lot of Sojourn. Probably because, like, I kind of felt like I should learn more heroes. She was also a really strong character. She was, like, decently fun, but
Yeah.
less fun now.
Yeah.
I guess what is it? Yeah, I mean, I just did kinda I wanted to have more playtime, and I thought at the time that, I was gonna be, like, on the main roster or, like, starting for my team, but we got another player who's, like, a lot better than me on, like, Sojourn and, like, some other hitscan characters, I assume, and so, I only play, like, on specific maps still.
Okay. And so what is that role when you guys need double hit scan or
Yeah,
what?
well, it'd be, like, double hitscan on, like, maps like Circuit
Okay.
Royale
Okay.
or
Okay.
I guess push maps even sometimes, I don't know.
Okay. What's your aspiration then? Is it to just excel with what you're doing right now, or is it more than that?
Okay, well, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but, like, I don't
It's
know.
not
I did
embarrassing.
kinda wanna go pro and stuff like that, but
It's
I
not
realized
embarrassing.
that I don't have, like, the genetics for it. I'm just, like, not good enough. I also have to divide a lot of my time with school because, unfortunately, I do care about my grades.
Well, see,
Um,
that right there is your genetic problem. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm kind of being a little facetious, but really, truly, like, you do have to make sacrifices to go pro. And there
Yeah.
was like a recent Siegel clip that got thrown a new punter several days ago, and he was like, "We kind of gonna go pro," and the guy just goes off, and he's like, "Listen, you have no idea what it's like, what they have to give up, and like, there's no way I'd want to go pro. Like, be underpaid, overstressed, overworked. There's just no
Yeah.
reason to." And like, to me, it's like you're like, "Oh, well, it's embarrassing." No, no, it's like everyone wants to be pro, and then you just make the decision that I don't want to go pro. Especially the fact that you've hit GM1, you could be pro if you wanted to, but you don't want to, and
Right.
that's
Yeah.
probably a good thing. Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
don't be ashamed of wanting to be pro at some point in time, nor be ashamed of not choosing to not be pro. So then the real question though is then what with you already understand that what you have to sacrifice and what you're not willing to sacrifice. So let me ask the question again: what are your goals?
So I
Considering what you want and what you don't want to give up.
So, I just feel like my team has like a lot of potential to like win more games. I feel like a lot of the teams that like let's say are I don't know, they're ranked top 20 or something on
Sure.
the collegiate rankings or whatever. They're like
Hmm.
they're okay. Like we can beat them if we made improvements. And so like as a team, I want us to just I don't know, win more games, but like as an individual player, I feel like I really want to be like consistently kind of like a top 100 player, even
Got
though
it.
like top 500 is kind of like I don't know, fake or it's like I don't know how to describe
Everyone
it. It
knows. Everyone
shifts
knows
around.
that. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But top 100 would still be nonetheless a cool thing.
Yeah, it'd be nice because I don't know,
Got
I'm
it.
not that kind of player.
I hear you.
So,
I hear
yeah.
you. I hear you. Somebody in chat says, talking himself down like he didn't put Frost in the blender at LAN. Oh no, poor Frosted. You got to be nice to my boy Frosted. Okay. So long term rest of college, maybe if I improve a lot more, win tournament games with my team, be recognized top 20 OCRA. Short term, be consistent, have impact in the game, stop feeding, dying as much. Well, we'll get to more of that later on. Okay, so then I guess with that in mind, the next question naturally is what is the current amount of time, training, structure, schedule that you're currently in right now, whether that's in scrims, ranked, warm up, daily
Okay.
routine? Do you have one? Fill me in.
I don't really have a daily routine because I feel like my schedule's a little like wonky with cuz I do
Hmm.
school and work as well and
Ah,
um I mean, yeah, so
once
next
again, the
quarter
priority lists we're coming up
yeah,
with,
yeah.
right? Most
Yeah,
players
pretty
don't have the guts to do that.
Yeah. So I have that, but this season, like after I lost that game and I felt like terrible, like I really wanted to like be more serious with Overwatch. So right now I have around like 112 games played this season. Um, I think 50 to 60 wins or something like that. Probably 60 around. Um, and so I guess I don't know what's the math with that, but it's a lot of games. Not
Yeah.
yeah, compared to, like, some of most of my teammates, it's a lot, like, I'm on par with one of my other teammates who's a lot better than me, and he, like, scrims. He's, like, on multiple teams or something.
Okay.
So,
Any of you
like, yeah, he
noticed
scrims a
improvement?
lot.
Have you noticed improvement since then?
How okay, so I want to say I do, but because the rank matchmaking has
Ah.
been, like, terrible
Uh-huh.
this new
We'll
season,
talk about it.
like, it's just diamond games. Every game is like a diamond game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there is some inflation because I went on, like, an insane, like, winning streak. I swear I was, like, 17-2 one day. Um, and then, like but, like, now, like, the past 2 days, I'm on, like, a crazy loss streak, so I don't know. It's
Okay.
like
Okay. We'll talk
yeah,
about
I
that
don't
in a
know.
second. I have a bit of an odd question going back to something you said before. After losing, you're like, all right, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna put it down here. Is that an ego move? Or is this a compensation for you don't think that you've been as serious as you should have been previous to this? Do you see what I'm asking? Because what the difference is like the first one is like I don't like losing, therefore I'm going to make a bad decision when it comes to time management. The second one
Uh-huh.
is I should have been managing my time with Overwatch better. I had the capability to be a better team player. I just chose not to, and now I'm going to fix that issue. Which one is it?
Um, I don't know if it's either. Honestly,
Okay.
I won't lie, I feel like it's a little like a mental illness thing. I feel like, I got, like, problems, and so,
All
like,
right.
like, just really took the loss poorly, and so
Right. Right.
especially, like, this team that we went up against and we lost, like, I kind of like see them as rivals for some reason.
Okay.
And so especially so one of our teammates at the time didn't attend. So he's like our one of our better like DPS players because
Yep.
we have like 4.
Yep.
And he didn't attend for whatever reason, and so I was subbed in for like the entire like 4-round series. And so our losses made me feel like I was the
It's your
issue.
fault.
Yeah.
Well, you probably were the issue, but it doesn't mean that was
Yeah.
your fault. I guess here's my caution here, and I don't want to be over like philosophical about this, but I don't want you, because something unusual happened, for you to overcompensate and try and force yourself to do something that like in the heat of the moment feels like the right thing to do, but then may not actually be not only a wise decision, but you might not even be that big of a factor moving forward with your team. You may not want to be a big factor moving forward with your team. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want you to try and think about this whole situation as logically as you possibly can. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't get coaching, you shouldn't try and get better, but remember there's a spectrum here. We can take away this coaching session and say you're playing fine, you're doing fine, let's just give you some goals to work on, right? Or we can entirely revamp and really clean up and really super competitive intensify exactly how you're training, or somewhere in between.
Right.
But I don't know the answer to that, and I'm not expecting you to give me the answer to that, because it's going to require a lot more thought than, the next 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that needs to be done. That's over everything else. You need to consider how much of this is actually something that I really just want to play more Overwatch. I really want to compete. Maybe I want to steal the spot. Maybe I want to be a really useful niche. Maybe I don't. Maybe I really truly do have time to play. Again, I don't know what the issue is. And you need to define where you fall.
Right.
That's something that everybody has to do. That's what I had to do with my job as a coach. Like, do I really want to coach competitively anymore? How badly do I want to coach? What sacrifices am I willing to coach? And there was a certain line that I would have had to cross to coach an Overwatch League that I just was not willing to cross again. So close the door.
Right.
And there's no shame in that. I'm very, very thankful that I did. Okay, let's keep going. So you talked a little bit about the amount of ranked games that you're playing, but I would like to actually get more specific than that. Like, on the average day, how many hours, how many ranked games are you playing? Does that change from week to week, from day to day? Do you warm up? Just fill me in, please. A little more specific.
Yeah. So I mean, so I do like zero VOD review, which I know is bad, but I just don't do it because I don't know.
Why?
I am more obsessed with playing. Like, I feel like I mean, obviously it's not a waste of time, but I feel like it is because like it's not like playing the game. Like,
have you ever done it before?
Have I done it? I have VOD reviewed, maybe not personally, but I have VOD reviewed with like my coach and stuff like that.
So
but
how do you know self-VOD review is a waste of time if you've never done it?
That is very true.
Now let me be honest with you. It's a very, very it's a scalpel. You have to be very cautious with self-VOD review. It can be a massive waste of time if you do it wrong. You need to be doing it efficiently. Maybe we can talk about that later in the review. Keep going.
Yes, I think like sometimes like I'll just be like, yeah, like how do I do anything in this like particular moment in the game? It's like, don't get headshot. Like, I feel like my brain like doesn't understand how to like analyze the game that well. Like, oh, you could have been playing here. Could I have been playing there? Would it have been efficient? Like,
well, okay, I'm gonna interrupt you again because I'm just that kind of guy. So this is why this is important. Okay, is improving that skill set, because you brought up something else earlier that ties in directly with that mindset. Remember when you were complaining about match quality? You're just objectively right. You're just objectively right. The match quality sucks, and it's stealing the fun out of playing the game. We can agree on that. We can pat ourselves on the back. However, I just had this conversation 2 hours ago with my first coaching session, and we talked about objectively in a diamond lobby, there are good decisions and there are bad decisions that you can practice.
Yeah.
Right? And as distracting as it is, if you were an AI, you wouldn't get distracted by those things. You would be improvement. I don't care. Right? And you just play the game. Do what you need to do to get better. And even if the game is unlosable or unwinnable or just generally unfun, it would still be practice. That's why you need to be objective. It's not about the competition. It's about the practice that it's providing. Like, if you're practicing, let's say, your Sojourn E usage, your positions, your angles, your rail, your mechanics, that's just as practicable in a lower ranked lobby. It's just a little bit harder to get good or bad feedback if you're doing the right thing. That's why it's important to be objective. So when we're talking about your struggles to self-VOD review because you're just like, oh, if I just hit the shot, well, now I'm starting to see why you're having a hard time in lower ranked lobbies. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but if you're going to be able to get productive practice out of a lower ranked lobby, you're going to have to learn how to be objective about what I need to be practicing. Okay. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. You seem unsure.
Oh, it's like it's this idea, right, to kind of not just focus on like the minute details. I
Yes.
feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean that's what I focus on. Like I'm like I don't know, a lot of like my
You're a
motto in my
DPS
head is
player.
like, yeah, I'm a DPS player, so it's like if I just hit more shots, we
Yeah.
win the game, right?
Right.
Like
Right. What's the problem with that mindset?
I guess no one's perfect. No one hits
Right.
every shot.
Right. And not only that, but is the mechanics the lowest hanging fruit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it feels like that, but
Sure.
like on occasion, like like I mentioned in like the application or whatever that like
I'm looking at it right now.
I just struggle. Like I cannot do anything against teams that have perfect Widow Hanzo players. And I don't know if I have like terrible movement, but they just literally never miss and I don't know what to do.
Is this one of
And
those
like this
games?
one, no. I don't
Circuit?
think so.
Tragic.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have a good laugh, but no,
That
that would
was the
have.
Havana game. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to look at that then instead?
I don't know which one's more beneficial because one of them they 3-0'd us, or like that one they 3-0'd us. So
It maybe it's worth a skim just to give you some feeling of control. Let's start with that one.
okay,
Let's start with that one, and we
let me
can
get
maybe if we just look at a few fights. Maybe we just look at a
okay.
few fights, and you know what? There is a very realistic chance that you're 100% right, that you played it reasonably well, but they just were that good. That is not a impossible conclusion to draw. It could absolutely be the case, but we'll find out, right? I think for you, it's like you seem to have like this idea that like whether it's the matchmaking or whether it's the mechanical gap, there are certain things that you just can't control and that are frustrating you. But my suspicion is that it is through a lack of understanding on your end, not through a problem with the match or the problem with the hero design itself. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
I think you're just, I wouldn't say stupid, but uneducated.
Sure.
And I think that's what we have to try and figure out. You seem like an intelligent person, but obviously depending on where you've applied your intelligence is going to be how educated you are.
Sure.
Okay. We don't have to get overly philosophical. Okay, let's actually answer the question. How many hours of ranked are you playing in the average day?
I don't know, like 2 at least.
Okay.
I tried it,
Okay.
and maybe 2 or more.
Okay, and does that
Per day.
include scrims or not include scrims?
Not include scrims.
Do you generally play a map on scrims, or do you just really not play any scrims at all?
I play maybe I don't know 2 or 3 maps in scrims.
That's
I
not
think.
bad. That's not bad. Do you get bored during the other maps?
What?
Do you get bored during the other maps when you're not playing? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I don't watch. No.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, I'm not gonna play, so it's like there's no point.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'd rather have you not watch at all and literally just completely check out than be half checked in, like kind of half paying attention. You know, either you're on or you're off, one or the other. Okay.
Right.
Okay, 2 or 3 hours is bare minimum, I would say. So we got to really make sure that we're efficient with that time. And obviously, you said your school, your work, you're busy. So we need to make sure that time is efficient, which is why we need goals. You need goals for practice. Not only do you need to be efficient for that, but that will also distract from some of the tilt of the bad matchmaking because you have objective things to practice. Don't care if you're thrown into a silver lobby, you can practice it. You might not get punished for not doing it correctly, but it doesn't mean that's any less objectively good or objectively bad. Sleep looks pretty good. Could be a little bit better, but 7 to 8, I'll take it. Especially for someone who's doing as much as you are. My hero pool is not that great against really good dives and snipers, and I don't know what to do when I lose to those kind of comps. So we'll talk about the sniper matchup with Sojourn. But dive, I feel like Sojourn is pretty good versus dive as well. Yeah, I feel like Sojourn is probably good versus dive. Let's talk about your hero pool. You got a weird one. Sojourn, Soldier, Bastion. One of those we already kind of talked about, I guess, is just you enjoy the hero. Same thing I assume applies to Soldier. And then Sojourn was, I enjoy the hero, now I'm overplayed, but this probably feels like the only hero that I can actually play. Is that the case?
Yes. To some degree, like, it is, like, nice because, like, Sojourn, like, works so well, like, they can like kill things easy. Like it is nice to get that like kill feedback. That like you can't get with Soldier because like nothing dies with Soldier, I feel.
Right.
The Bastion was just like my third most played. Like last season I did really well, but like now like my third most played is Tracer because it's like ball meta or something. I'm like picking
Do you like
Tracer a lot. I suck with her, but I think she's cool.
You seem unimpressed.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, I don't, like, I don't like take 1v1s or like go really
Yeah.
hard and like as like I don't know like a good tracer player would do. I
Yeah.
follow up with the dives from my tank who's probably not in VC. But yeah.
That's okay. You can still follow up, no? So yeah, I don't know. Your hero pool is weird, and you're at a rank where that's going to be potentially a problem, unless, and this is the really important thing, unless you figure out how to be able to adapt your playstyle on Soldier, on Bastion, and make it work in unorthodox situations. But my problem is from our previous conversation so far, I don't think that you're very good at that.
Adapting. That could be a chance. I do swap like to like Reaper or like
But that's not
maybe
what I'm
try to
talking about
match Widow.
adapting. That's not what I'm talking about with adapting. I'm talking about how do I
Okay.
play Soldier in unorthodox situations? How do people one trick Symmetra to top 500? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The top 20. They have to know. They have to be creative. They have to figure out matchups. And are you good at that? Have you practiced that a lot?
Have I?
Weird
Probably
question.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how like to answer that question
Yeah.
well. Like, have I deliberately practiced against Widow Hanzo? Like, or
Probably
like,
not.
probably not. I
Probably
don't know.
not. Okay. I'm just saying it's like Soldier Bastion aren't exactly, no pun intended, bastions of Overwatch flexibility. So I feel like if you're not going to be able to find a way to be unorthodox, you're going to have a really hard time. And you might not even be able to play. It might feel like every comp you play into Soldier Bastion just don't work. So then.
I mean, I'm mostly a one-trick Sojourn. I'm not gonna lie. It's mostly one-trick Sojourn. But yes, maybe I don't know, 75% Sojourn, 25% Soldier.
Yeah, I don't know. You need to find out your identity, whether it's your goals, like what you actually want to get out of this game, what heroes you actually like, how badly do you want to play Soldier Bastion and like adapt and learn how badly do you want to be a competitive, a meta slave, you know what I'm saying? I just have a really hard time, even in this conversation, finding where you actually fall on that spectrum. I may just be a big dope, but I actually think it's probably more that you're just a very nuanced and unusual individual, and you need to really be thinking about how, and that's a compliment, right? And some of the most exceptional people I've ever worked with were nuanced and people that had alternative or unusual tastes and unusual situations. And so you're either going to flop around and do nothing, or you're going to actually utilize these things and figure out where I want to be. Do I want to actually play Soldier Bastion and master those heroes? Do I want to be a meta slave? Do I want to be the guy that drops Bastion, but I whip out the Soldier pick, but I play Sojourn and I also play Tracer? Like, where are we right now? Are you serious about the game? Are you casual about the game? Are you tilted from a bad loss? Do you really actually want to improve at the game? Is this just a personal development thing? I don't know. We need to figure this out. And by we, I mean you. So, okay. Last question before we actually get into the gameplay here. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? And you throw the kitchen sink at me. Macro, positioning, ult usage, target prioritization, target focus. Anything to elaborate on there besides I just kind of feel lost at everything?
I think specifically it would probably be positioning, or not just like positioning and feeding go hand in hand. I think in scrims and in ranked games I have like most deaths. I'm like always constantly most deaths, and like sometimes it can get terrible, and like I get
you're a more
flamed.
aggressive player, or you're just clueless?
I think it's both. I think I am definitely more of an aggressive player. But like I don't know. Sometimes I peek a corner, I die to like a 6 or 8 ball Zen or whatever. It's like
I got you. Okay, so you're the chipset school of unlucky.
Sure, it does feel like that. Yes, but
enough.
I'm sure that there's a reason that I'm like dying to these 8 orbs, right?
Of course, and it comes back to our understanding overall again, right? So let's take a look here. Okay, do you have any questions before we actually get into the gameplay itself?
No, thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Let's start streaming here. We'll skip through Havana a little bit here, and I want you to try and prioritize the fights in particular where you felt really helpless so that we can go back to circuit as necessary. I don't want to spend the whole VOD on this, right? So, was first fight rough? Do you remember?
I don't remember this game that much. I remember like last half defense mostly.
All right.
Or not last half. Maybe last third, whatever it's called.
Okay, so maybe you want us to maybe skip ahead a little bit then?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do this here. Last third. So what are Sojourn's strengths? And let's actually make this one really tight by comparing Sojourn directly to Widowmaker. Compared to Widowmaker, what are your strengths?
I have a lot more like versatility. Like I can
what does that mean?
Take a lot.
Oh, you're about to define it. Great.
Sure. Positionally wise, like I can like take more aggressive or perhaps more just a wide variety of positions. Like
100%.
Widow can like sit in the backline. Like if you are a more aggressive Widow player, you can go like grapple up and like play in their spawn pretty much. And like if you can hit the shots, you can do that. But it's much safer with Sojourn because I can dash out or dash in.
Agreed.
It's not safe to dash in, but like I can do that, and I can like take advantage of, I don't know, jumping on. It's like dive almost.
Yeah. You have a lot more mobility, a lot
range
more versatility with
something.
Your range signature is like you can play long range, but you're also can do short range and medium range and all that foolishness as well. Now, let me be honest with you. You're gonna have a hard time in this point. This is gonna be the Soldier Bastion issue where Sojourn. I mean, look at this point. What's the problem?
Yeah, it's very long sightlines.
Where are your aggressive off angles?
Nowhere really.
You see what I'm saying? So this is where Soldier Bastion comes into play, because the answer isn't necessarily nowhere, but you're gonna have to be creative. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be creative where you position, because the answers aren't super straightforward. So that might mean that you need to get in the mindset of like, I might feed, but I don't care. I'm gonna try something else. So be creative for me. Assuming they don't have like a massive Flux, Dragon, Reinhardt comp, whatever, where are some angles that you could hold a Sojourn?
The ones that are the safest maybe were like right behind Sigma, but like not like on the bridge, but where that little like slope is behind him. Yeah, right here is fine, because I can go undercover. I might get headshot, but I mean that one's fine. Indoor in the left building, and above it as well. I like never play there because like my team probably isn't playing there either. They're probably playing where Ana's playing or behind that, or our Widow is going to be on the top right window or something like that.
So stop right there. Let's watch. You got me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sitting in their sidelines.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do here?
I should not, I don't know, stack on my Sigma.
You know? I mean, what I'm saying here is that, yes, theoretically here, you could hit your shots a little faster, maybe get a good impactful E, the zone, the Hanzo, you hit the rail, but we're all talking about you having to be disproportionately better than the Hanzo is, right? That's not fair to you. That's not fair to you. Now, I get it here that your Sigma backs up here, but then I'm still thinking, like, is there a way that we could, like, peek here, charge a rail off a Sigma shield, shift up here, throw an E, maybe peek for one burst on the Hanzo with a rail, right? And then just kind of play, like, shenanigans, play games, right? Maybe we peek around our Sigma shield. Like, I don't know. There has to be an answer here besides what we just did right there, because this is not a skill issue. Nobody could make this work, right? Nobody. Oh my goodness, here we go again, right? We get rezzed, and we're right back at it, right? We're right back at it. You're not leveraging your strengths whatsoever. And I understand that it's kind of scary and it's kind of spooky, but remember, the composition that leverages the range, the sniper comps, does not have any ability to punish you on flanks or angles.
I mean, Hanzo could, but yeah. Right,
but if he comes after you, you're happy to take that duel, right? You got your E, you've got your shift, you charge your rails easier to hit. Now, that's the problem here. Now, I could definitely say Sojourn is not the best pick, especially on this point. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. This is not great. But especially if we're talking about, once again, the Soldier Bastion theory, right? If you're struggling this much with Sojourn, what if you wanted to play Soldier right now? Oh my days, or Bastion. It would be even harder. And so this is not just, and even then, it's not just about, if you want to play on unorthodox heroes, you're going to have to do that. Even if you were a meta slave, you would still need to be thinking about your hero, your matchup, how to abuse your strengths, and you're just not doing that right now. Like this, here we go. We mobility, and now, oh no. Like, this is okay. This is okay. Now what are we going to do? Now
Nothing.
What are we going to do? We don't even shift out of the flux. Like, you could, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you coach yourself. Right here. Obviously, we're gonna shift out of the flux. Then what?
I mean, I think So I could go back, which is what I did. I think I hit a rock, which is why I wasn't able to slide out perfectly.
Ah, yeah, it's new. It's a new shiny. Okay, so let's just say you dodge the flux. Where do you go?
I could go top left.
Okay,
Or if I wanted to, I guess, be more aggressive, I'd go top right.
you
But
could.
there's also, I think a widow.
Yeah, she's got
Actually,
Infocytes, yeah. But if she
yeah.
doesn't have Infocytes, maybe that's something that you can leverage. You could at least peek
Yes.
there. You could also abuse the fact that if that Sigma walks through this choke, how much damage are their Hanzo and Widowmaker doing?
My Sigma?
Their Sigma walks through this choke. You see?
I don't know where their Sigma is right
Their
now.
Sigma is right here.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Nice 360p stream. So, when they walk through the choke, their snipers don't have LOS. You do.
Okay.
Correct? So you can shorten the sightlines by just abusing tank and forcing one of them to walk forward.
So just focus the tank in this instance.
You
because,
could do that.
Like, the snipers aren't like looking at, or they can't see me.
You could do that. Or you could be super alpha Chad.
I could.
You could, right? You could sneak up here, shift up here off of your tank's timing. You hear a trade coming in late, kill, you know? Now, am I telling you defeat? Probably. It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, it's better than what I'm doing here.
Right. There's at least a reward for the risk. This is just risk without the reward. This is not going to work. If I eat my words, I'm going to be really sad.
It doesn't work.
But you see, even when this works, why does this work? Consider your positioning. Where's Widow?
I'm on high ground. Widow's far back. Oh no, Widow's under me, right?
Right, but regardless, she doesn't have a sight lane on you. Do you see?
Yeah.
You see this Widow gets ants in her pants, right? Because she doesn't have a sight line anymore. So she goes like, I have to contribute, I have to push up. Well, that's exactly what you want her to do as Sojourn, don't you? So now even this feels like the win, even though if this doesn't work, this at least feels like lining up more with what we want, right? Like we're very comfortable taking this duel, right? There it is. Nice. So even if this doesn't work, if it does work, we're not surprised because this is what this is. I mean, I want you to just. I want to play like the Benny. What's the Benny? What's that song? You know, it's the funny whatever song, and just watch yourself jump around the map here, right? Look at this. This is absurd. What other sniper could do this? You know what I'm saying? Right? And there you go. But my problem is that this landed in your lap. Therefore, you took advantage of it. When a situation, the Benny Hill thing. There you go. Okay. But when it's not landing in your lap, you just throw up your hands.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great. I'm a little concerned about turning our back on Hanzo. I don't know where he is. Okay, he's fine. But this is good. No other DPS could do this comfortably. That E's not that great. Oh, we Charlie Niner. Okay. Let's look at circuit. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Oops, I'm an idiot.
No, not really. I think my hesitancy to go top right and stuff like that is just fear of like a Hanzo climbing up or a Widow grapple shotting me, and just because I like feel that they're like mechanically better than me, that they'll win those duels, you know?
Right.
Especially if I don't have rail.
Right. So what you do instead is you play to their advantages, where they not only have a mechanical advantage over you because you suck, but they also have a range advantage on you because you're stupid. You got me?
In that top right, like in that close range, like I mean Hanzo works close range.
Sure. I mean, I hear you. I don't disagree. But then if Hanzo works in close range and you're paying attention, what do?
I shoot him.
You shoot him, or you shift down, or something, right? Like it has to be better than what we're looking at here. It has to be better.
That's fair.
And also for him to commit to that, he's also very punishable. Like I'm being tough on you, but my point is that you're way too hard on yourself. You're way too intelligent for this type of play, and your assumption that they must be mechanically better than me. I've seen nothing from the 3 fights that we looked at there that imply that they were mechanically better than you. Just that you were just peeking a Hanzo as Sojourn without rail. It's that simple.
Sure.
And I think for you, when it comes to expanding your macro knowledge and becoming not a brain-dead DPS player, we don't really have to look far and wide to dig up some details that you need to be studying or get you some macro compositional VODs or for you to read a thesis. You just need to turn your brain on. What does my hero do? Let's play around that. It's that simple.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the first step. And by the way, this really applies in scrims as well. So right now, look at the composition. What must you not do versus the enemy composition when available? What can you not do?
Play really long sight lines or be in the back.
Right.
I want to
Right.
close my angles or have like tighter angles.
Right.
Be
Don't
close.
peek Widow without rail. It's that simple. It's that
I
simple.
think I do that.
Okay.
Actually,
well,
I don't.
Okay.
I do something similar.
Okay. Now this is where Overwatch 2 gets a little bit harder. We had an easy time with Havana. It was difficult to play, but it was easy to solve because it was just Hanzo, Widow, Sniper, blah blah. What else are they playing?
They're also playing Sojourn, right?
Oh no, top left.
Top left is I cannot see it there. The DPS.
I'm
It's
sorry.
too pixelated.
It's okay.
Oh, it's Echo, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
blue.
Yeah. It's blue.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. And I apologize. Okay. So yes. Now, what does Echo want to do on you?
Get close, sticky me, and then laser beam me.
And you're cooked. So now we have the nuance, right?
Yeah,
you have to not peek Widow, but you don't want to get up in front of Echo's face usually. If you got rail, again, all bets are off when you have rail, right? You could beat a Reaper melee range with rail almost, you know. So,
Fair.
But that's the nuance here. Now, it sounds hard, but I'm sure in action it's not that hard. Where's the Widow? All right, I could avoid the Widow sightline and take a longer sightline, and then I should be good to go. So let's see how we do.
Yeah.
So you're gonna coach yourself here. Spooky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to see where the Echo was.
Yeah. Not the best use of our E.
Yeah, I was just like, if they were gonna stay top right, I was
Sure.
could have been useful, but like they moved down anyway, so.
You see it?
See what?
This tiny,
See Echo?
tiny little blue thing on our screen? Yeah.
Yeah, I see the Echo.
She's cooked.
Yeah. I don't think I kill her, but yeah.
She's cooked, right? No threat at all.
Yeah.
Careful. Careful.
I troll here.
That simple, right? It's that simple.
Yeah.
The funny thing is let's be very specific about what's the trolling here. What's the trolling? You peek a Widow. You should peek a Widow, right? No, wrong. You should peek a Widow.
I didn't have enough charge
right.
on my
Because let me ask you a question.
Just hoping she would die.
Who has better range, you or a Widowmaker? This is a trick question.
Better range?
Yes.
That's in this scenario, I feel like I have better range.
Right. My point is this: is if you have enough charge to one shot a Widowmaker, you're the better sniper.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you have better control, 80-80 strafing. It's a lot harder for you know. Right, her head. I think you could probably even argue her head's probably a little fatter too.
Yeah.
But you don't have the charge here. So actually, this peak is fine. You just need the charge to get the kill. That's all. Yeah. Now, if you don't have charge, do not peek. It's that simple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, you know, very complicated macro concept there, right? You know, you got complete mechanical diff, right? I mean, no, right? Wasn't that hard. You peeked the Widow, you didn't have charge. That's it. You even hit the shot. You know, you hit the shot. It just didn't matter. What do you think?
I think this is good.
I think so too.
Widow's not looking at me, but especially like she'd have to flick upwards.
Yeah.
And then like it's just not good for them.
It's great.
I mean, all up in their face.
Yeah.
I mean, Ana could sleep me, but that's about it.
Yeah, and you've got a little bit of cover too. You got your team's follow up. You've got your E. Juicy. Oh yes, juicy. Impossible for them to win that. Nice job. But we could predict that. You know, we didn't even have to know. We could predict that was going to go well. Almost. Now, right now, you're egoing this. You're playing this like a sniper. Well, now Nami is back, but that was okay for a period of time, right? Widow wasn't back. Keep your distance, farm your charge. Let's keep going. Maybe a little close to Sigma, but okay. All right. We see Nami, we don't have range. We back off, we get our E eaten. Not that deep. What's the issue?
I feel like I wasn't aware of where the Echo was, and so I was like, oh, I'm fine if I get hit by Sigma, but I got hit by Echo as well.
And you let the Echo close the distance for free, with no shift, with no E, with no rail. You see?
I walked into them. So.
It's over. You can't possibly, like, the thing is like, Proper could not win this duel. Right? No possible way you can win this duel. It's too close, and you don't have the rail for it. You don't have the E, you don't have the shift. It's over.
Sure.
It's over. It's just a stupid decision. Now, the real question here, and maybe you kind of already answered this, is this a lack of understanding? Is this a lack of thinking ahead of time? Or is this a lack of awareness of the things you need to be aware of? Or is it a little bit of all of them?
I mean, it's probably all of them, but
Okay.
I feel like it's mostly awareness.
Okay, so when we're talking about awareness, who do we need, what do we need to be aware of? What are our priorities?
My threats.
Right.
My
so,
threats
so
and
who are your threats?
my victims.
Right.
Widow and
Yes.
Widow and Echo.
That's it.
I mean, the DPS. I mean, Sigma could roll me too, but
True.
I mean,
True.
ideally, I'm not playing in front of him.
Correct. So it's not as important. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. He says that as we die, Sigma.
I mean, yes.
That's a little bit unlucky. Okay, we keep going. Oh. Yep. Unfortunate, but very reasonable. Like we're one step at a time. One step at a time. Oh, I can't use my shift because they have flux. That's second level awareness. Right? We're on level 1 right now. If you die to flux there, I'm not going to be upset. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Okay.
And I think that the reason why I'm focused on that is when you are thinking about your own play, that's something that you need to be thinking about as well. Don't worry about the low hanging fruit. Right? This is very smart. This is very smart. You're avoiding Widow LOS. You're getting a good angle on their Sojourn. Whatever. Looks good. Now Widow's dead. So now how do you play?
I can play like more aggressive, more in their face.
Sure. You can go in aggressively
Closer.
if you want to. You can play closer. You can play further away and just play hardcore sniper and don't even care about any sightline because no sightline can get tested. It doesn't. You have a lot of options here. All right. So let's see.
I don't know why I shifted there.
Nicely done. Nicely done. But it's like poetry, you know. It's so predictable. Now the funny thing is here, this one is very forgivable given the context, right? You're very focused on hitting that shot, killing the Valkyrie Mercy, and you got her. Well done. But it happened again, didn't it? You lost awareness of the Echo. She closed the distance. She blew you up. Right now, I'm again not super upset over it. It happens. Like I think it was understandable for you to get tunneled there, but you could see it's the same issue here. Why did I die? Well, you know, it's that simple. There's some other micro issues as well. I think like how you're mechanically playing as well. I think like to a smaller extent here, like just a little rush for that rail. You know what I'm saying? Body shot with a rail on a tank isn't the best thing you could be doing. It's decent damage there, but maybe it's just better there to kind of take a second and aim your shot. I think some of your E's as well have not been super like super smart either. Felt a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
But I want to try and keep our consistent theme here. Nice. Easy. You don't have rail. Ooh. Don't jump that one. Just shift it, you know? Just shift, don't jump, right? This is good. Do you see how this positioning is good? For Echo to get to you, she has to peek along sight line. But you're also able to LOS the Widow at the same time. That's good. You're killing me. Right? You don't have charge. It's okay. You might have to peek a little here, you know? Or at least do something goofy, but like you didn't have rail.
Right. Yeah. I think the 5-second thing with Sojourn makes it a little bit harder now. Like because I'm scared of losing rail. Yeah, I'm scared of losing rail.
Right. No, I definitely hear you. Okay, you have scouting information. You can see it's clunky. It's clunky. You know what I'm saying? That's not a Widowmaker. That's a Sigma.
Right.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest with you, is a little bit clunky with their mechanics.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't have perfect mechanics, so.
Yeah, and I don't mean just shooting, just even how you're like moving, you know?
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit, a little bit, just not super smooth all the time. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Nicely done. Nah, disaster. Okay, that's okay. By the way, do you have any questions so far? We've been cruising, but I don't want to just go too fast. If that makes any sense.
I guess like regarding like, I feel like I shouldn't be asking this. I was like regarding those errors you see in my mechanics, like what do you recommend to solve them? Because like I don't know, like I feel like I have decent enough aim sometimes to just get away with like what I do. Like yes, you're right. Like I may my movement or E usage or like all of that like may not be that great for my level or this rank.
Mm-hmm. So you're trying to find out like what to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how to improve my, like, movement. Like, I don't know, do you want me to, like, constantly be 80-80 strafing? Like, I don't know. What is the critique there?
All right.
Like, it's not smooth, but what does that mean?
It's a good question. You always got good questions. I appreciate it. Keep me on my toes while I'm keeping you on yours. All right, so here we go. This is a mechanical mistake. Or just, I wouldn't say mechanical mistake, just a stupid decision.
A little careless.
Right?
Yeah.
Just careless. Yeah. Okay?
This Widow can headshot me easily.
Right. And when I say mechanics, I think when I mean mechanics, I don't, again, not necessarily the aim or even the movement in a 1v1 strictly, but just generally how comfortable you feel on the hero. It's like right there. Crazy. And not only crazy.
Yeah. That is something I don't like consider. I don't like always consider if I have like my rail when I peek a Widow. Right. I'm just praying that they don't hit me.
Do you
most
also
of the
see
time.
how you peek as well? Watch this in 0.25. Crouch just a little late. A better Widow takes that shot a little bit earlier. Okay.
I see.
All right. And this one is, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't, outside of mechanics, like that's a Sigma, you know, and you're at 80 charge and you miss the shot too. Not amazing. And then obviously primary fire once he's already around the wall. Now don't worry, I'm not just pounding on you. I'm gonna provide my suggestions in a second. And then even this here is a little bit of just silliness, right? We talked about Sigma's not the most important thing, but at the same time, I don't want to walk directly in front of him, right? And so now you're in a situation where the E is not that good. That's going to force another shift, and a shift in a location where you're not very safe either. Widow misses the shot. You're still 46 HP, but you're still playing as if you're full instead of backing off to the corner.
Fair.
And then you get headshot because we forget about Widow again. So it's like, it's not just the mechanics, it's just like generally awareness. Now, here's the thing. Here's how you improve that, okay? You play the game efficiently on the heroes that you need to practice. And that's why I'm going to put so much priority over finding out what that hero pool actually is. You've been putting a lot of hours in Sojourn. How many of those hours have been intensely really focusing on your positioning and understanding how to use like just actually consciously practicing? You know, that has to happen. Conscious practice is everything. It's not just the amount of hours, it's the quality of hours, okay?
Yeah.
And that's especially important for you with the amount of time that you have to put into the game. The second thing that you need to be working on here as well is actually having goals that will help these things to look less clunky, right? I'm not giving you movement practice. I'm not giving you mechanic practice goals. What I am giving you is awareness practice, right? Awareness of the enemy team. I think that was who described that one. And I think that's a great way of describing that. And just through that alone, we would have cut out at least a third, if not more, of the errors that we've seen in the last 15 seconds.
Right.
Which we could describe as mechanics with how you're moving, but actually might be more to do with your decision making, I guess, mid-fight, if that makes sense. Okay, so maybe mechanics is not a good way of describing it, but your decision making on the hero is a big part of it. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
You seem unsure.
Oh no, I think I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's,
It's
it's,
just I don't know where it's like not like in thinking about the game, and I agree with like this kind of idea.
right.
I tell my like teammates like I don't like think about the video game. I just kind of shoot.
Right. Right.
Like there is like subconscious thinking, of course, but like I don't deliberately think
Right.
where are my threats, where are the people I can kill,
Right.
blah blah, that
Now,
kind of stuff.
what are the
Specifically
drawbacks
threats.
of thinking? Because
Uh,
it's not a good thing to if you have a
I
weapon,
might
you have
miss
to know
my
how to use.
shots.
Right.
I take too long to
Right.
make a decision.
Right.
I think the taking too long, like I think my team particularly struggles with this, like taking too long to make a decision. So like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I just int and then like hope it works.
So
Like
then
I'd rather int than like sit around.
and analyze for hours. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then, how must you think about the game? How do you use that tool without the downsides? How do you avoid those pitfalls? I guess.
Practice thinking, I guess.
Okay. Well, practice thinking, but okay, let me ask you a question. When we're practicing something, how many things are we trying to practice at once?
I mean, ideally just one thing, but this
Right.
is like a multi kind of leveled like thought process,
Right.
It's like just so many different characters,
Right.
different situations,
But in any one game, how many of those characters are you prioritizing on thinking about?
like 2.
Right. That's
maybe.
really my limit, right? That's really my limit. Even just 1 if you're struggling with 2. Can you consistently track widow position? I should hope so.
Yeah.
I should hope so. I really should hope that doesn't take too much of your brain power. Otherwise, you might need to see a doctor. And I think Widow Echo, definitely more challenging, but I think it's doable. If you beef your mechanics, if you beef your ease, I don't care. We need to build autopilot out of what you're thinking. Because we want you to be an instinctual player, but your instincts have gotten you this far and they have now failed you. We need to redesign and refix. Like when you're training an athlete, when you're playing a sport and you're training the athlete's ability to run fast, when they're in the sport, they're just running as fast as they can, correct? But when we're actually training speed, right, we might think about arm positioning, foot positioning. We might train a few specific lifts. We might train their posture, their core strength, and so on, right?
Yeah.
But when we get into the game, we're just playing. Okay. Now
Yeah,
you
we're
are
not
lucky.
thinking about the
You are
nuances.
lucky. Ranked is always practice. Not a single one ranked game matters, right? So you are training for as long and however long as you'd like. Okay, as long as you can get focus. So then you build. Somebody in my chat says build new habits. Yeah, build new habits through rank. So then when you get into those matches where you choke, you crap the bed. Was that through choking? Maybe, but was it also just because your autopilot was weak? Maybe a little bit of both. Do you kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what learning is. It's about training your autopilot to be better. Autopiloting is not the problem. Your autopilot is just not very good at tracking and playing the proper range and playing around the enemy composition. Because like you don't think about a lot of things that you do on Sojourn. Like a bronze Sojourn would have to be thinking about every single thing that you're doing almost automatically right now. You know what I'm saying? Your autopilot is way better than the bronze Sojourn. But it's
you mean like manually?
Well, let's put it this way. Are you really thinking about how you're using your E or how you're using your rail or your crosshair placement or your cover usage? No,
not particularly.
Not particularly. It's not always particularly good, but it's pretty good, right? It's significantly better than most of the player base. Most of the player base would have to spend more time thinking about it to get to where you are, right?
Yeah.
And for you to get to where you want to be, which is a step higher, you're going to need to think about it to get to the next level for you, right? Now you theoretically can just continue to slam your head against the wall and play, and you will just build habits without even trying, because eventually your brain will pick up on, somebody in chat says pattern recognition, exactly. Eventually you'll learn that this is not how to play Sojourn, right? You'll have to figure, if you want to one-trick Sojourn and you want to get to 4-6 or top 500, you will eventually find out that peaking Widowmakers without rail doesn't work. But we need to, we want to speed up that process. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
This is good, right? We're in the back of our mind. Where's that Echo? She's probably top right. Where's the Widow? She can't see me. We're good, right? I have rail now. I've kept my distance on Echo. Right now, little alarm bells are going off in my head, though. Right? What am I thinking?
Where's Widow?
Where's Widow? Where's Widow? Where's Widow?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where's Widow? It turns out you're safe, but for a brief second there, Now you can't always be on, but you can. You should like have like it should be like an internal timer every little bit. Okay, she readjusted. Do I know where she is? You know.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. Okay. Let's skip ahead here. I want to see if we have another matchup to talk about here. Okay, it's the same matchup. It's going to be on defense. Would you prefer to skip the defense, or would you prefer to continue with attack? Your choice.
I think defense is good. I feel like, I don't know. I think for the last one, like, and I noticed this in game because I was like trying to find a VOD reviewable game. Like, I think my issue was I did not keep track of where one of the DPS was, and because I did not keep track of where that DPS was, we lost because they had an ultimate. Didn't even keep track that they had an ultimate, and we lost. And like, our other DPS, like I think was Tracer, so
yeah,
they probably couldn't kill them. So I was realistically their only threat, and yeah, because I wasn't aware of where they were. I threw the defense.
Right. And then like you said with the ult tracking, and like that's like another layer of nuance, you know, and then you can even get it a cooldown tracking. I know that Echo doesn't have shift, so I can go ahead and aggressively, right? Yeah. But that's maybe we'll get there, you know, but that's not the most important thing right now. It's just generally tracking their awareness and then making a decision around that. And you're smart enough to be able to just like just to be able to make that decision quickly, I guess. And like right now, right? I'm concerned.
Because they have a Widow, and I'm peeking this.
Right.
Yeah, like at the time, like I don't know where Widow is, so like I'm like, oh, I feel safe here. Up until she peeks me and hits the first shot, then I'm gonna feel terrible.
Exactly. It's the ignorance here. Like here's the other question. Okay, we don't want to play versus Widowmaker. I'm gonna play like here to where the Widow can't hit me. What if they're in Sombra? You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You just don't know. So it's like you need to find a good neutral position. Assume the worst. Assume they're on Widowmaker, Sombra, Bastion, Tracer, Roadhog, you know, Wrecking Ball, right? You know? And then as soon as you get that information, make the decision. And obviously, especially with like a new map or maybe a map that you don't have as much reps on, knowing where to position is hard, but at least you're giving yourself the information to be able to make a decision. Even if it's the wrong one, we're not concerned about wrong decisions or you feeding or stress testing or trying things out. I would rather that, but at least give yourself the chance to think. Now you're like, crap, right? Like, nice shot, but crap. Now let me ask you a question. What's that Widow gonna do?
Nothing now that I'm behind the wall.
Okay, where's that Widow gonna peek? I'm not gonna let you see where she's at right now. Where's that Widow gonna peek? Describe, you know where she is, right? The general vicinity of the map.
Yeah,
so
she was on high. I mean, if she wanted to get healing, she'd get Mega and then peek door. Right.
So what do you need to consider that, won't you? So let's see if you
if she's on door, so she hasn't. I probably didn't, but if she's on door, then I should play behind Sigma because there's no high ground change or whatever.
Right. This is okay. This is okay though, right? Okay, now Sigma's pushing us.
I dropped down because of Sigma.
This looked intelligent from you. Right? I don't know if this was like just an accident, but your cover usage there, your range from Echo and then disengaging, this was good. You've got it in you, you know? Just like, were you going to turn it on or not, you know? All right, so you know that Widowmaker's walking forward, that he's okay. I will say, it does feel sometimes like we're a little lazy with the rails as well. So like
just shoot the tank?
Yeah, well, not even that. It just feels like we don't. That's another thing that we're not really putting a lot of conscious thought into, which I think we could. Watch this one at 0.25 and tell me the issue. Okay, here we go. E, whatever. You see? 58 charge.
Yeah.
I mean, what on earth is that going to accomplish? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, like, it forces them to hide behind cover. Like, it doesn't do that much damage, but it's good enough to make them hide and maybe give more resources from the supports onto their DPS rather than their tank. Like, it's okay, but it's not lethal.
Right.
It's just like a resource thing.
And that's the problem, though, right? Especially in a GM lobby. It's not about the raw damage you put out. That's why burst damage matters, because lethality is what leads to kills. Burst damage is what leads to kills. And not only that, but it forces overcompensation, right? Even if if you do nothing but consistent damage, then that's when you play Soldier 76 in your Metro and you have 32k damage in a high diamond lobby. You know, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because there's no threat of kill behind that. Therefore, all you do is you put the supports to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a 58 damage charge. It doesn't do anything, right? Unless they're already low. Because you're like, oh, well, maybe they'll duck behind cover. You know what would really make them duck behind cover? Hitting them with an 85, 90 damage or 100 damage charge shot, where there's not only a chance of ducking them behind cover, but there's also just a chance that target just straight up dies.
Yes. Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Yeah. And once again, we've scouted something kind of indirectly, kind of accidentally, because it wasn't really our focus, but we found something else that you're not really putting a lot of emphasis on. And that's good, because that will allow you to keep things fresh. We can actually take turns focusing on different things instead of only focusing on one thing, because that gets really boring. In fact, we could even throw in Sojourn in there too, right? Surely you can think of better uses of your Sojourn than some of the ones that we've seen so far.
Surely.
Yoinkies.
Yeah. Not aware of where Widow was.
Right,
Jump.
right.
Shot.
Right. That's all it is, right? I mean, you could have even done that on purpose. You could have been like, I know where Widow is. I have 95 charge, you know, and I'm just gonna completely ego her. You know what I'm saying? That would have been sick. I would have been a big fan of that, you know. But
no rail.
Right. No rail. Yeah. No scouting. No nothing.
Yeah.
No Riz. You know.
Sure.
Like right now, why are we so passive? You know where Widow is, right?
Yeah, you have a good point.
Yeah?
This is like my tank's pushing up. I should be playing up, but yeah,
right.
I don't know.
And here's something else.
Like it's something I normally would do, but
right.
I just didn't.
Do you see their comm swap?
I think they went Fare, right? Or no, they didn't.
Yeah, it's the 360p special. They went Sojourn.
Oh, they went Sojourn.
So now you're just a sniper monkey. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, if she has a huge rail advantage, you might need to be a little bit careful, but completely shifts the dynamic. So let's see what we do. Nice. 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 Oh, you're killing me.
Yeah, I just missed it.
Yeah, it's all right. Ooh. Nice. Good shot. All right. She's got a rail advantage. Care. Nice E. Nice rail. Nice target focus. Careful, the echo's close to you. Okay, you're going to go in aggressive.
Miss every shot.
That's okay. We can live with that. That shift is questionable.
Yeah, that shift.
Oh, no. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, this isn't horrible. Like, obviously, this one is more about just kind of keeping your distance when you can, but this has been okay. I think mostly for me, it's actually been your rails and your E usage has been really questionable.
Right.
Like, we have a nice collection of things to practice, and that makes me very happy. That's going to keep things interesting for you, because there's nothing more boring than only having one error to fix. So they go Pharah now. There's the Pharah. Okay, here's another question here. Let's slow this one down. Can you see your charge?
I think it's 73.
76.
76.
Took a shot on an Ana at 156. I don't think that's a headshot kill. Don't think so.
76? I think so. It could if I hit. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Even body does, I think, 140 damage. Like 100. That's a body, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. But I'm choosing to ignore that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't prove my point, so never mind.
All right.
Yeah, that never happened. Oh, now you're just trolling me. Now I don't even care. Now you're just trolling me. 77 charge? Why? Like, I know you're going into your rail, but just, I don't know. You know what? I'm nitpicking. You're going into your ultimate. It doesn't matter. Never mind. Disregard. Okay. Dang it, you've got me 2 in a row. Now you're really ticking me off. Nice shot. Nice. You're cracked. This is good shots. I really like the effort put into that shot. That last shot on the Ana was really, really well done. It just really felt like you were turned on, you know, or tuned in.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a gap. Oh, Kara. Nice. Do you see that? She's got rail. I'm out. It just feels like you're just engaged, you know? It really feels like you're engaged. Whoop, there it is again. Not peeking. And now they're on Pharah, so it's like it's the same thing as Echo, right? As long as you keep your distance. Oh, that E is gonna. That E is donated to charity. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hopefully their Sigma's pushing. Hopefully it'll stop them.
Where's my E? Where's my E?
Yeah. That's fair. Definitely toss that one.
Yeah. Oh. Nice. You cracked. Nice job.
Thank you.
That was really good.
A little bit of luck, but yeah.
A little bit of luck, but we give credit where credit is due. You did a good job. That was an ult tracking fail from you, right? But remember, that's level 2 of awareness. We don't need to be there just yet.
Right.
Uh-oh.
This is where
level
like
1
I
awareness.
didn't know where I was,
right?
and then we lose
even
the fight.
without even without barrage, like that's what you were bringing up earlier. Even without barrage, you're probably dead here. If she's able to get on top of you this close without scouting, and you're not the only one who messed this one up. You see, if I'm coaching this Ana player, it's the same thing. Okay. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. What is our checklist here? We've got a few things. I will write them up as you narrate.
Well, I think the most important thing would be to just be aware of where the DPS, or like who the DPS are for one, and then where they are, as well as like what ults, or as well as what ults they have, but like maybe on the same like kind of list, like knowing what my capabilities are as Sojourn, like knowing how my abilities work, especially like not just wasting like my most valuable part of my kit, excuse me. So like especially rail, like not just wasting it, and like getting it charged up all the way, so I'm actually like a bigger threat, like I'm more scary to the enemy team. E
Slow down
usage
just a second. Railgun, charge, awareness, decision making, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Track it and use it. Okay, and then next one. Keep going. Sorry. The E usage you were saying.
Yeah, E usage. I think I don't know. Like, I think E usage used to be more important when it was a slow, and now it's like less important.
That's
because
true.
I have watched your earlier videos where you're like you're super focused on how useful E is, but now it's like just damage
That's
and
true.
a little bit of zoning.
That's true. That's true. Definitely not as
so-
important as the other two.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's there. Like it is important to like just not like throw it. Like it could be better used instead of the way I'm using it.
But at the very least, we would like to fix the really bad ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the big one for me too is what we talked about: your identity with your hero pool, with what you want out of Overwatch, how serious you are about it. I think there's a lot of questions that you need to ask yourself and figure out where you are.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't help you with that. I don't know where you are, or what motivates you, or what you really enjoy, because obviously what motivates you and what you enjoy and what's a priority for you is how you answer those questions. So I just hope, if nothing else, I can get you to kind of think about it a little bit more, because it's really important. And don't feel like you're less of a person for not prioritizing Overwatch more. I think that's I mean you know that, like, you're not a kid anymore, but like I think it's really easy to get sucked into the competitive. It's like, it's good, yeah, but it doesn't have to be Overwatch. It doesn't have to be Overwatch. I don't know. I don't know. And if it is Overwatch, then let's really excel at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not discouraging you. Like maybe we're gonna get value out of ranked, because we actually have goals to practice in ranked now, even if it is a diamond lobby, right? You're not gonna get punished for losing track of a FAR in a diamond lobby, but it doesn't make it any less bad. So that's gonna be up to you to be able to find value. Maybe you're gonna be like really efficient with your time. Maybe you're going to be able to figure out your hero pool. Maybe you're going to be like the guy that figures out how to play a soldier bastion into the sniper comps, right? I don't know, but excel at something, whether that's Overwatch, or finding out that Overwatch is just something that you enjoy playing casually, semi-casually, semi-competitively, and you're happy with where it is, and you're really just going to like apply yourself elsewhere. I don't know, but we need to find out where that is. Do you have any questions?
It's difficult.
Yeah, it is really difficult. It's unbelievably difficult.
Yeah, I don't know what to focus in all my life, because like I don't know, school's important, yeah, but like
well, here's a question for
I feel
you.
like
Here's a question for you. Do you have to make the decision for the rest of your life?
Technically not. I mean, but kind of you would for not esports, because I'm definitely not going pro, because I don't think I'm good enough for that. But I think hobby wise, like, because this is like a collegiate thing.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
probably I have no idea whether or not I'm going to like join a team.
Sure.
Like outside of collegiate. But like
everything.
the school.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
School. So like school matters. It's just whether or not like, do I care whether I have C's and I get the degree, or do I care if I have like I'm prepared for like what is it graduate school? You know.
Right, right. So here's a question for you. Well, not a question as so much as a little bit of advice. So the way I look at it is to everything is a season. Go full out in Overwatch or go full out in studying. Maybe not full out, but give it a little bit of extra juice. Give it 4 weeks, give it a month. See how it feels. Experiment.
Okay.
You don't need to know the answer. And this is something that I'm still doing to this day, and I'm significantly older than you. So try it out. See how you enjoy it. Is when you give the 3 to 4 hours of ranked of Overwatch and like really seriously training and really push, is it just like it's just not that fun, and the C's are turning into D's? This is just not the plan, or is it something? And maybe it's not even necessarily. Maybe it's a different hobby or more social life or doing other things like that. Like try different things. You know, we're not talking about wasting a year of your life. We're talking about quote unquote wasting a couple weeks, a month. You know, just try it. Try and see what it is. You never know. You know. Worst case scenario, you expand yourself, you get a little bit of experience like as a competitor and realize that this is not for me. You know, I've been doing that recently with a lot of different things. And I did that with Overwatch League, right? I would have hated myself if I never made Overwatch League, even though that's not at all something I want to do right now, because I learned something about myself and I also checked it off the list, you know? That's why bucket lists are great. You start to realize what you like and what you don't like, you know?
Right.
Give it a shot. And then obviously, if you do have any questions, my DMs are always open. One other thing as well, are you familiar with the replay rule for students?
The replay rule for students?
Yes. So this is what it is. So you send me in a replay code whenever, week, month from now, whenever, and give me a couple of timestamps, 3 or 4 timestamps. You know, what should I have done here? What do you think about this? What do you think about cooldown usage? It doesn't have to be Sojourn either. It can be whatever you want to look at. And I'll give you some written feedback in a couple of days. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Any other last final questions?
No, I think I'm good. Do you see like, okay, so like I feel like I don't have like a macro understanding of the game, but like I also don't really know what macro means, and it's like it's hard to say it because it's ranked and it's not a scrim,
Sure.
right? So I'm not playing with a team. I'm not like doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so like, do you see like a macro issue with me?
I think the macro issue is that you're not thinking about your matchups versus the enemy team, threats-wise. That's the most important, quote-unquote, macro, big picture issue that you need to be focusing on. That will carry over into scrims. Focus on that. Sound good?
Yeah.
Don't worry about the other stuff. Focus on your play. Focus on cleaning up your play and your understanding of the matchups. Don't worry about how to play Ryan into Briggs in.
Okay.
Do your job better. Be a better player and let your team coaches, or when we get there, handle the rest.
Gotcha.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Your macro is fine. Keep in touch, mate. Let me know if you have any questions, and keep me updated with how stuff goes, all right?
Okay, for sure. Thank you
Cheers,
so
mate.
much.
You're very welcome. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Courier, excuse me. Courier, I say. On stream. Okay, your turn. Let's keep going, mates. Hope you guys find that one helpful. Yeah, it was good. It was good. We talked about a lot of things. Somebody in chat had a question about accidental innuendos. Oh dear, I don't even want to know what I said. Why did Spilo stop being a Spitfire coach? So here's the deal. Spitfire had financial issues. Cloud9 as a whole did. They needed to cut costs and they needed to invest. And Khan, who had just become available, and I was remote coach guy who was not interested in relocating and probably not returning the next season. So I was collateral damage. And it turned out being working out perfectly. And I did not reach out or apply or was not interested in Al this season. So I'm not looking to get back into Al. Not enough money. Requires me to not be remote. Too much stress, too much work, too little return on investment. Yeah, I work as much now, essentially, as I did in Al, but it's a lot more variety. It's a lot more engaging, a lot more personable. Get to work with more people. There's more variety. It pays about the same, but I have more ceiling, right? So like right now, I'm making actually a little bit less than I was in Overwatch League. I'm making not very much, but there's more ceiling. there's more room for growth. There's more personal involvement in what I'm doing, and I can actually be around my family. Like I have a house, guys. My family lives nearby. You know, like I can't just live with a bunch of sweaty gamers for 7-8 months of the year. Like the seagull. Did you guys see the seagull clip? Let me pull up the seagull clip before I get into the mag polar thing here. It's like a great representation of my thoughts. I literally don't have to add anything to add. I saw it on Noob Hunter the other day. Hey, Luno. Congratulations on Grandmaster, by the way. I know we already talked about it over DMs, but I had to out you. All right, let's how did I get to Overwatch? What do you mean? And I get to hang out with us. Unironically, hanging out with you guys is way more fun. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not just being a suck up. It's way more fun. Like, I love Hottie and I love Backbone and I love the guys I work with, and they're still some of the closest friends I have, but it's just a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work and it's not a lot of return on investment. It can be very unrewarding in some ways. It's just the longevity of it it's an experience that I think is great to have, but it is not a career for anybody that's well adjusted. I think that's a little bit harsh to say, but I think anybody who's socially well adjusted, it's not a good career. It's just not a career, period.
Don't forget to send me some clips and I'll be seeing you later.
Will you play in the World Cup ever again? No. No, thanks. That's like asking me if I'm playing Overwatch League. Hold up, brother. But why? Wait, are you guys asking why I'm not a pro player anymore? Because that job sucks. Do you think you'd ever coach? No. Would you ever be a caster? No. Guys, my job is amazing. Why are you guys offering the worst? Like, you get to do whatever you want. You play video games for a living. You're like, yeah, you guys want to go deal with like the 18-year-old drama lords on like random pro teams and like try and keep them to like, excuse me, and get paid like what? Basically nothing. Because dude, imagine being an Overwatch League player right now who could probably getting paid minimum salary for 30K a year. Imagine being the coach who doesn't even have a minimum. It's like, oh no, dude. I have a very
Self-employed, by the way. Self-employed. I paid self-employment taxes while being employed with a team. Independent contractor. Sucks.
the coach who doesn't even have a minimum. It's like, oh no, dude. I have a very, very good life and things I'm happy with these days.
I fuck with Chuck.
I'm good. I'm more mind blown at the. I'm still mind blown because I don't know if people. I think they're just like new to competitive games. They don't fully understand. But like being a pro player as a job is not stable. It's not safe. Most people's aspirations to be from being a pro is to actually be a streamer or content creator. So for people to ask, oh, do you want to go be a pro again? Is like backwards. You know what I mean? Most people aren't. It kind of depends, but I've been doing this for what, 7 years now? Yeah, it's over 7 years because October 2015. So I always see the question now. It's always just like, man, that's interesting. They don't know. Yeah, they just don't know. Yeah, people just don't know. Some like the competition. Oh, I love the competition. Don't say you know, but realities of life will hit you real fucking fast.
Wait, what?
Yep. And the thing is with the competition as well is people get this mindset that it's like it's so one-dimensional with competition that like the only way to be competitive is to compete in the Overwatch League. But that's just totally false. Like I'm competing for views. I'm competing to be as good of a private coach as I can possibly. I'm competing for building my brand and having a better YouTube or Twitch presence and things like that. And that's pretty stressful in of itself. Not to mention I compete in flag football on the weekends, guys. I travel all along the East Coast, right? I play other competitive games. I'm playing stupid Dominion over there. It's one of the funnest games I've ever played in my life. If you have a competitive itch like I do, and like a lot of pros do, it doesn't have to only be scratched with Overwatch League. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. So like, it's not just the league. Like I think everyone crashes on the league because Overwatch League sucks, yes, but it's just a lot of esports in general. It's a tough time. I mean, I won't get into it as much right now, but like, especially coaches, it's like you have no guarantee of a job whatsoever. Nobody knows how to trial coaches whatsoever. Almost nobody does. There's no minimum contract for coaches. You're trialed on as an independent contractor. It's just no. I love my job, guys. I love my job. It's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of downsides about it. I'm definitely nervous about growing and expanding, but I like my job. I really like my job. And the best part about it is I still have the competency of understanding like the game well enough to where I can fill the role of doing the owl analysis and talk to you about the owl analysis without having to put in hours and hours and hours and hours of scrims. What other games do I play competitively? I mean, I guess I talked about how I beat all the... It's not a competitive thing, but I did play... my brother-in-law bought me Sekiro for Christmas, and I beat all the bosses on that without mods. And then I played, back in the day, Lord of the Rings Online MMO. I don't play it much anymore, but I played that one competitively. It was the best in the world at a specific class in their PvP. I played the Dominion board game a lot with friends and family. I don't play it competitively, but I do take it pretty seriously. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I do travel flag football all along the East Coast. I do tournaments in Savannah, Georgia. I do tournaments in Charlotte. There's tournaments in Virginia, Dallas. They actually had a tournament. My team actually won a tournament in Dallas, Texas at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. We played the championship there. I wasn't able to make it because I was injured, but yeah, it's cool. But I love competition, guys. But like, let's not kid ourselves. Overwatch League isn't it, you know? And I think people are finally realizing that, you know? I have more time to write music. I released an album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And like, to me, it's just I've had so much more fun, like trying to improve my one-on-one skills and things like that. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I wanted to get to Overwatch League because that was always a personal goal of mine to get to there. Not always, but when I started coaching, like team coaching, I wanted to get to Overwatch League, and I worked my butt off, guys. I got no breaks whatsoever. I didn't get a single break. But when I got there, we're red barring on OBS. Okay. When I got there, it felt amazing. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but it's definitely like you do it for the experience, and then you're like, I don't want to go back again. I'm still red barring. How's stream quality? Am I lagging? This is concerning me. Check it off the bucket list. Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's certain things that are more important. And I still do crazy weird things, guys. I still do crazy weird things. Occasional pauses, rip. But yeah. It's fine. All right. We'll give it a second, and then we're going to hop into this gameplay review. So, this is Magpolar, the hit scan extraordinaire. We're going to look over some Magpolar gameplay really fast. This is a 30-minute gameplay review. Let's look through the form really, really fast. Sojourn, learning Widowmaker, long-term GM1, game sense mechanics. Mag, if you're here, I assume all the training stuff we've talked about. There's not a whole lot here, so let's just really get into the gameplay here. So, Magpolar is a repeat coaching as a repeat student, I guess, of mine. So we've talked about a lot of the fundamentals. We don't need to go into it. Let's just focus on play here. Is this Sojourn? So the last time I reviewed with Magpolar, we actually talked extensively about what we just spoke about with the previous Sojourn, which was about considering enemy composition when factoring in our positioning. And I remember it was on Junkerton, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there he is. And it was about how we were not playing aggressively enough. And so we will see how we do. Mag, do you want to work on some tracer stuff as well? We can go over it. Like, what do you want to look over specifically? Yeah, sure. Go. So they're on Genji and they're on Winston. So we want you to take an aggressive angle, but always have an escape route. I don't like you being on the floor here. I really don't like you being on the floor here. I think this position is probably better, if possible. And then being able to like shift across probably to here, maybe, or maybe even back. I'm not too sure. I don't like you being on the floor. I want to know, chat, you can shift from here to the high ground, yeah? Of course you can. Stupid question. You like that skin? Haha. What a Blizzard simp. That was a bit silly. Oh, you can do it from the floor. You don't even need to be on the payload. I cannot tell you the last time I've coached Mbani, y'all. I cannot tell you. I like the aggression here. This is good. Nice shot. You've seen Winston use cooldown, so you respond. A little bit rushed in the shot there. Probably not as necessary to rush it. Go get her. Go get her. You could have gone and got her. As long as you have rail and E, so this is a little crucial thing to consider here. So we really needed to kill that Winston. We didn't kill the Winston. Okay. We have 70 charge. We don't need to be as spooked of engaging on the Echo there if we have our railgun and our E. There's a lot of footage here, y'all, so I'm trying to go through this one quickly. Like we probably should just be straight up peeking this. I'm not even gonna lie. You have 99 charge and you have an E zoning. You should probably just straight up peek that. Nice shot. We still have high ground control. This is good. This is just significantly better than where we were. I don't like us dropping. I don't think we gain much from the sight line that we don't just get from holding this position here. I think it's a marginal transition, and this transition to the high ground is going to feel a lot safer for you than where you were on the floor. My thing of being on the floor is that if they jump me, I can shift the high ground, but top rate makes more sense. Yeah, exactly. It's the same concept. It's just a little bit better. I agree. I appreciate that you're thinking about it. It could be a little bit better. Nimbani first is just horrendous. Yeah. Some nice nostalgia from seeing it, though. It's been a long time. I like the aggression here. This is really good. Obviously, then, as long as you're considering like your team's positioning. Same thing here, though. This is good. Responding to the Winston. Nice. I would have... Okay, so this is a very important detail here. What's the mistake here, chat? I'll pause you at the exact moment. The timing of this mistake is crucial. What's the mistake right now? What's the mistake right now? It's not no E, I assume, so I'm not answering that one because you know it's not no E here. What's the issue? Anyone in chat can answer this. This is the nice thing about the gameplay reviews. You guys can chime in all you want. Ultimate. Yep. Yep. Ult right now. Fight started. Why are we saving this ultimate? Use it. Confirm the kill in the Echo, and you know the backline's available. Kill the backline. Or just shoot the monkey. Or shoot the Genji. Just use it. Just use it. So yeah, initially the positioning we talked about, like being on high ground for sure, but that ship has already sailed. You know what I'm saying? Like we were on the floor. That was definitely not the best position to be. But right now the mistake is not using the Q. Use the Q. Use it. Perfect time to use it right now. Win the fight. Like even now, I would not be angry if you popped your ultimate right now. Guaranteed to win a fight. You're up a kill, right? But that's a lot of space, right? Like this fight is a mess. Use the ult. That's good. There you go. This fight's won. But it got way too sus. Got way too sus. You know what I'm saying? That was a very losable fight for way too long. Oh, unlucky. Okay. Careful with that E. I think I would prefer you to sit on your E here. When the monkeys are, you already know the monkey's probably going to jump here, so I think using the E for defensive purposes here would have been better. Or using it to win the duel versus the Genji, for example. You're about to get primaled. Nice. Good patience, by the way. Yeah, this was fine. I think we did a really good job buying ourselves as much time as we possibly could. We just didn't quite hit the shot. And then the E would have been really nice here. This would have confirmed the kill, I think. Maybe not confirmed the kill, but you know, I think that was okay. All right, let's keep watching. So I think initial pre-fight positioning, I think we could be in a better high ground. And I think not quick enough to use our ult. And then maybe some small things with the E. Not that super impactful. So I'm kind of cataloging these. We're going to try and get through as much gameplay footage as we can so we can find the consistent patterns. This is too aggressive. So I appreciate you taking this position here. And I appreciate the pre-fight poke, but I think it's too aggressive. Now, the reason why I think it's too aggressive is... What's the issue here? One of the issues is easy to see from here. And one of the issues is easy to see from here. What are they? There's two issues here. Right, so there's not much of an advantage from that pair. Yeah, that's true. No slide went in too early, right? So you don't have your slide when you need it, which is right now. And Cutie Pie gets the next one. Exactly. We're frontline. Yep, coordinate. Yep. We are frontlining right now. Now, here's the thing, guys. I can forgive a little bit of us frontlining. Maybe. And maybe I could forgive us taking an aggressive position without shift, but not both. Right? Not both. We're frontlining. Like, well, our line, quote unquote, like where we're fighting is about here, right? Do you see how we're breaking that line? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 people that can peek us, and who can punish them? It's really just the Echo, right? It's really just the Echo. Everybody else is just kind of like, we can't really do anything. Zen can't do anything. Mercy can't do much. Even Hog is like, can't really shoot anything, right? So we're breaking the line a little bit here. So really risky here. Really risky. And the problem with that, as you guys can see, is do we die? No. But that means that Winston can jump in for free and not get punished. Why? Because when you feed, you either die or then you have to overcompensate to keep yourself alive. Smosky, thank you for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. So what that means is right now, what are you doing? You're not punishing them. You should be walking back to high ground or shifting back to high ground and killing these guys or killing Monkey, but you can't because you almost died. You have to run for your life. So it's like you went too aggressive, almost died, and now you're overcompensating and now you're not a factor at all. Very, very careful balance. And obviously because they're on the dive tank, right? That level of aggression, you have to be really cautious. Again there, I just don't feel like that was the best position to be. So like once you messed up here, I think the best position would be where? Think about it. New map, right? New map, so not always super easy. I might be totally wrong here, but I'm just trying to think about this. What do you guys think? What does chat think? High ground? Okay, well, yeah. Where? This would be fine to just sit here, right? Wouldn't be optimal because you wouldn't have a good angle, but at least it would be okay. I'm wondering if we could be maybe sneaky. Maybe we shoot here, we hear the Winston jump, and then we flank around behind. I don't know. But I think surely high ground has to be the better issue here. Yeah, I think so, Court. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but that's my best guess. And then now the line is moved. You see our Hog pushing up here? Now you could go aggressively here and peek off here. But now we're playing too defensive. There we go. Nice shot. Let's walk. Nice. It's very important to understand why this aggression is working. As our Hog has pushed forward, as they've died / used cooldowns and had to disengage, we can pursue. Like a lot of Overwatch is push-pull, okay? This is Overwatch right here. This is Overwatch. This is actually really important to understand, especially for mobile heroes, okay? Okay, this is Overwatch, all right? Overwatch is off angles and flanks. Let's get a better color. Can you guys see this? Off angles and flanks, right? Let's say this is the front line, the supports are back here, all right? And what happens is the enemy team pushes, all right? And your team matches, all right? Let's change that back to red. Okay. So then your team matches. Let's say that you're here, you know, here. Okay, this is what we got, right? It's like a football formation, right? American football formation, right? We're matching, right? So as they push, we're matching them, right? What often happens when it comes to how you lose or win a fight is if we were to draw a general line about where we're fighting, it's about here, right? Same thing with the enemy team right here. So do you guys want to know how to lose a team fight in Overwatch 2? It's to do this. To go from here to here. When you break this line, unless you are the tank starting the charge, you die. Because you've now crossed from where your team can help you and punish the enemy team to where you're now by yourself. And you notice that you're not even necessarily flanking, or you're just walking down main, but you overextended and fed. Now, there's definitely exceptions to this rule, right? Like a tracer will often be in the enemy backline, right? But the tracer needs to consider when we cross this line, that's when I go in. So for you as a Sojourn right now, a lot of the times where I'm seeing you, if I categorize you as like, let's give you a good, nice, bright color. Let's give you let's give you blue, okay? What I'm seeing from you is you are often, if you're on team green, you're here. Maybe a good angle, but you're too far forward in relation to your team, which means the enemy team can easily focus you down, and you either die or you have to overcompensate and disengage so far that you're no longer a factor in the fight at all. Hi, Graham. And that's the problem. That's the problem. There's a line. And so when we go back to our VOD here, and we apply what we just talked about in Microsoft Paint, where's the line, right? The line is about the bust. Look at our Hog, look at our Mercy, look at our Zen, look at even our Torb, right? We're kind of fighting right across, like, if I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, I don't think you can, but it's right about here, right? This is our line. So we want to set up an aggressive angle around that. We've broken that line. And so therefore, we almost die. We have to get hard pocketed. And then now when the fight actually starts, we're now overly defensive. In fact, the enemy team gets free space. They get to walk forward for free. Now, when we play this one well, which is right here, okay, we got to pick. Nice job, guys. All right, watch our Hog walk forward. And then look at our backline. Backline has to respond to this and walk forward to match their Hog's aggression. Otherwise, the Hog dies, even though it's a 5v4. So right here is a really risky window for our team to actually lose this fight because our DPS and our supports are not playing aggressively enough. Thankfully, you start to walk forward here. Do you see that? You match your Hog's aggression, which is how you get the pick. And then as the enemy team continues to snowball and as your Hog walks forward, you guys can continue to pursue kills, and now the line continues to shift. The line went from here, the line is now here, right? And you guys keep walking forward, keep walking forward, keep walking forward. Uh-oh, now things get messy. Let's keep going. So Sojourn is more about lane control and aggressive flanks, right? I mean, there's nuance to this, guys. Like, there's nuance to this, guys. In this situation, sure. Sure, but like, let's say they were playing double sniper on a map like Junkerton, which I've reviewed with Magpolar not too long ago, then it would be more about aggressive flanks because they don't have the mobility to punish aggressive flanks. This comp does. They have Winston. They had Echo. They have Echo. They also had, Genji. Do you see the problem here? What's the problem? Hog is feeding. Would Hog be feeding if my Sojourn were to be up here? The answer is no. Now, I'm not blaming the Sojourn for this here. I think this is the Hog making a stupid error, but this isn't feeding if my supports are pushed up. And by pushed up, I don't mean playing on the Hog, but playing within sightlines of the Hog. You guys see that? It's just the line. Where's the line? Where's the line? Out of position is contextual. It's contextual. This is silly. This is silly. You see, you've broken the line. Your Hog is disengaging. Your team is playing around here. You're pushing up in front of your Hog. You're feeding. And now that means that you have to disengage / play more passive than you'd like to. Nice shot. You're cracked. This concept is not super easy to apply because a lot of it depends, but it's something to consider at least. You need to get off the floor. We really need to be cautious about this stuff. So I think you fell, but if you're gonna fall, probably drop back to here. And this is less of a feat because once again, your Hog is playing very aggressively. Your Zen and Torb really do not want to push up. You know, the funny thing is the line they are contributing on that corner. So technically, I guess they are helping, you know? Look at this, guys, look. Poo-poo king! Poo-poo king! Ah! Okay, let's see. All right, what do we got here? Now you screwed over your Mercy by being on the floor. That's your fault. That's your fault. We need to really try and be leveraging these high grounds a little bit more. Nice. The line is shifted, right? You see it? Do you see it? The line is here. So theoretically, even though this is a 3v4, maybe we win. Maybe. Probably not. Ah, unlucky. Okay. Can the poo-poo peeking be a gifted sub notification? Oh. It's for donations over 10k. Yeah, you just got RKO'd on the flank. It's not that deep. Getting RKO'd on the flank again. I will say this is just a little bit of map knowledge. So as Sojourn, I know you don't have ult here, but I think this is probably a pretty good angle to abuse, especially with the cart position. And you could kind of gatekeep this flank here. I don't like it's just like turning and just shooting on main. This is just like applying the concepts that we know from other maps. Like I really like this angle when the cart is shallow. And then obviously being aware of this would also prevent the soldier from taking this angle basically twice in a row and killing you. Because like, look what happens. You're shooting, die. Okay? And then look what happens. You won't believe what happens next in this crazy plot twist. Oh, look, he does it again. And now the Bastion's there. And look at all the space that you guys are giving up. Like, look at this. Now your Ramantra's exposed. You have a horrible off angle. We're shooting Sigma Shield. I don't want to like obsess over it, but this is just tragic. You know, the ironic thing is they give it up. I don't know why they give it up. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Okay. All right. So let's skip ahead to a little bit more Sojourn, because I want a little bit more before we go to Tracer. Watch out! Watch out! Yeah, exactly. We're taking out alone against your home again. Yeah, I agreed. Nice aggression. We see their comp. We have good mobility versus their comp, so we can leverage it. We're playing the line too, right? So Sigma's pushed up. We should be trying to be pushed up as well. Maybe not on top of the Sigma, but yeah. We try to take high ground. We get spammed out. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's try and take top right. Can you shift up here? I would really like you to shift up here, if you can, so that you can deepen your angle. Ah, that's a lazy rail. Uh-oh, Sandra's cooked. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Walk, walk, walk. I don't care what HP you're at. You're the greatest of all time. Oh, mother! Nice! I don't even think he meant to hit shoot the Ana. Oh, it's the most delightful little bit of mechanics there, right there. That's good. That's good. Loving it. But again, like, why does this aggressive flank work? Well, can you imagine what's happening on main? Your Sigma's pushing in, right? So like, look at all the distraction that you're causing, right? It's a disaster. So this is good. This is good. Nice, nice, nice. Poo Poo King is unstoppable. I am in love with Poo Poo King. Get out of here with the Mercy and Genji stuff. I'm in love with Poo Poo King. This is good. Like, I think you're learning from what happened last time. You're like, I'm not falling for this again. Just care of the Widowmaker, obviously. Try and find a way to close the distance. So here's something cute for you. So here's an idea. Yep, there you go. I was going to suggest this is the flank, or shift across to here, and then look for something sneaky. You know what I'm saying? All right, what we got here? Nice. Run away. Or not. He ignores you. Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away. Oh, no. I think you just stayed in there too long. I appreciate you avoiding the Widowmaker sightlines, but I think once you get that space, you can then just kind of utilize this sightline, or maybe even choke up to here. I don't think sitting in a small room. The third point, to me, honestly, has not felt like any fundamental flaw in your gameplay, just like you just don't know the map very well, to be honest with you. So those are I mean, even, you know, honestly, even first point and second point felt like a little bit of just not knowing the map very well, right? Like, a lot of your issues have just been purely positioning. in terms of, I don't want you in the floor, I prefer you on the top right, and juggling the high grounds, right? I don't want you pushed up this far unless you guys are holding the choke. I want you playing this high ground instead. And then on the attack, I don't want you sitting on bus. I want you kind of utilizing this. And then on the attack, it would be about, this is cute, but then this is better when there's not on snipers. And then if they are on snipers, look the opportunity to kind of swing wide to here and then maybe even threaten from here. And then the same thing with defenses, don't forget the side of the map. So maybe with Sojourn on this map, definitely consider playing around where your team is positioning, but it feels more like just map issues. My issue with going top right is when Sig is up there, is that was when the Jinx is jumping, he's also jumping against Sig. Top right. What you mean on first point, Mag? First point defense? I mean, yeah. So then play here, and ego here, and then if he dives you here, you can either shift to your Sigma or you can just shift back. Like your ego, you gain very little from egoing here versus egoing here. You know what I'm saying? The same concept, just go to the opposite high ground. I agree with your logic, but you're here. This is just horrendous. Yeah, okay. Let's watch some Tracer, and then we will get into Loverwatch. Okay. Tracer. Nice, setting up our flank, going up the stairs, listening, watching, waiting. Oh, they know. Listen, this guy is going like, I almost said this guy's going commando on you, but that is not exactly what is the best term. I'm sorry, guys. Why is not wearing underwear commando? Why is it commando? Why is going half naked commando? Why is free flowing and freedom in the nether regions going commando? Thank you, Bloodsgeek. Why is that commando? Don't want to get mud in your undies? Yeah, maybe so. Easy to get the shorts off, so if you have to run or do, but that implies that I just take my shorts off and run off naked? What do you mean? Oh yeah, I gotta take it off quickly because, you know, I got stuff I gotta do naked in a battle zone. Blending in with nature? Now that's just uncomfortable. Is that what is that? It's like IRL like camouflage? I cannot tell. Never mind. Be ready to go at a moment's notice. Yeah, maybe. You're going commando? I'm not telling you when I'm going commando. It's a secret. It's a secret tool. We'll use later. Whatever that Mickey Mouse means. Okay. Wait for it.
I ended up in this. Yeah. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how.
I'm gonna feel so sad if you don't get headshot here. Please, oh man, that's so disappointing, man. Santa Claus isn't real and you didn't get headshot. So I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like the Numbani classic. There just isn't any easy solution to this. If they sit on the lane It's just the one weakness of it. So what you can do is you can either just play your movement game, play the distraction game. Because I mean, if you look about it, like you are really being a general nuisance here. Like this is really annoying for them to deal with. It's just not very fun for you. So you either have that as your option, or you can do what you do here. You could theoretically just stand here and just laser the Orisa in the back until she drops, or just win the trade here and then late fight push there. The other thing you could do is you can go down through stairs, drop to point, and mid fight pick off people here. The other thing you could do is if you're running some sort of a dive comp, the quintessential tracer positioning was the catch, the dive when your Winston jumped up top from anybody that dropped. I don't know how many of those are relevant. These are just things to experiment with. What do you mean saying isn't real? Nothing. I mean, this fight is just like it's just lost with you doing nothing. This is great. I would play the Benny Hill theme, but I know I'd get copyright struck. This is good. So what you want to try and do from here is like, again, we're going very positional specific, but you have two places to lean into. One is to lean into mini here, the other is to lean into mega. So yeah. It's good. Good. It's good. Nice. Teenage Wasteland! Is that what I think that's what he says. Teenage Wasteland! I don't really know what he says. Nice. Okay. Tracer Plays looks pretty good. You can make your own Benny Hill theme. Surely the song itself is public domain. Surely. I don't know. I don't trust good old Benny. So, remember the line theory, guys? Remember the line theory? These guys are feeders. We're not gonna lie. What is going on? What are they doing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is rough. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not really gonna blame you. This is hard. You should just not have hard committed on that, I think. Okay, then we go Sojourn. How much more Tracer play do we get? Because we get a little more, right? Yeah, okay, a little more. Dang, man. So, like, I think now would be a totally fine for you to kind of go in hard because you are fighting. Just go in through here, blink, strafe, juke here, then drop. You know what I'm saying? You need to go. You need to go. Yeah, this sucks. Because you don't want to go backline now. Dang it. You thought I played more Tracer than you? That's okay. Oh, your Kiriko is cooked. Did you get out? What? What? Did she just not TP? She just didn't TP. So, there's that. Here's the good news though, is that if let's put it this way, if you're unable to go on backline, it does mean that they're putting a lot of resources into controlling you here, which means that theoretically your team should be able to walk out of this high ground. So, remember we talked about the Orisa focus there? Oh, you really need to be careful about your timing here. Like, I don't think this is necessary. I think you could just do the same thing, but then as your team rotates, this is one of the weirdest rotations. You could just be shooting Winston from here. You know what I'm saying? Shoot Winston, shoot Winston, shoot Winston, and then you guys will they'll have no off angles here. I don't like your setup here. This is okay, I guess, but it's not great. Oh! Nice. Fine to shoot monkeys low. Oh! Okay, let's keep watching. Are all these like positional things I'm saying making sense? Like if they're all hard holding that hallway, theoretically the other high ground should be really free for you to clear. Okay. I feel like we're going more into positioning micro than anything else. But that's mostly what I've been seeing. Okay. Yep. Some weird blink usage. I'm not gonna lie to you. I understand what you're doing here. Like, oh crap! But I don't think the blink melee was worth it. And then now you've double blinked, and then now you've triple blinked. And even though you've got the mini, this is just the freest dash right click in the world, which means 100% forced recall. Was it worth it? I don't think so. So maybe something to look at is our blink usage and how we're actually using it. Like even here, right? You're down your recall. I get you're in a rush last fight. Okay, totally fine. But I think you just mess it up, honestly. It looks like you just mess it up. So, yeah, you just mess up your distance, that's all. You're trying to do a blink 180, 90-degree turn into a pulse bomb, and you mess it up. It's a good pulse, though. Well-timed. Creates a lot of space. Winston dies. Now we're on backline. Yeah, I just think you need more practice. I think you just need more practice. I think you need more practice on Tracer mechanically and movement-wise. And then I think most of my feedback for you has to do with about positioning properly on Numbani. I think you have pretty good fundamentals on your Sojourn. I think your Tracer fundamentals weren't too bad either. The only thing I'd say with Sojourn is pay a little bit more attention with your positioning and how your tank and DPS are positioned. Like, you remember the Junkertown review we did? We would have you playing very aggressively around that choke because that's where your team was holding. If your team was pulling back of the choke, if you'd been playing hyper aggressive like that, that probably would have been feeding there too. But just a little bit smarter with that. Do you have any questions? Very strange review. Very strange review. But I really think that was the most important stuff. I wouldn't say too aggressive. I'm saying too aggressive in relation to your team. Like, you could be hiding in their back line, but if you waited until they broke the line, so like if we pull up Microsoft Paint again here with Abomination, right? If we go all the way back to our initial setup here, if they're all positioned here and you're literally in their back line, you've broken the line already, but you've only broken the line once they scout you. So what you could do is you could sit back here, right, and hide, wait until either your team pushes in or their team pushes into you. That's a terrible color. And then that's when you reveal yourself, right? You see how you've technically broken the line earlier, but because they didn't know you were there, it doesn't count. So you time your aggression at the proper time, and then that makes the positioning a lot more forgivable. The problem with you is that you were breaking the line, so to speak, like way up here, okay? Bye. But you were very obviously breaking the line early and often, hey, you know, and they're very easy to clear you before the fight even started or kill you. Does that make sense? The difference there? It's not so much about aggression, because otherwise, if that was the rule, then nobody would ever take flanks, because taking flanks would mean that you're breaking the line. But it's about when you break the line, is being very sneaky and making sure that you're synchronizing the pressure at the same time. So breaking the line, timing, some of the things to consider. Does it make sense? Teenage Wasteland! Okay. Because that one's important, right? We've talked about that with Sojourn. Like, positioning is a very nuanced thing with mobile heroes. Okay, guys, let's do this. Loverwatch. Do you guys want to do KEPHRII or Loverwatch first? I feel like KEPHRII may be faster, so maybe we should do KEPHRII first. Let's do KEPHRII first. Let's do KEPHRII. KEPHRII? All right. So here's the deal. On Overwatch TMZ, which is a subreddit that I check occasionally for funnies, there was a replay code posted. People hate KEPHRII for the wrong reasons. He played Ana in my games and got 2k heals in 7+ minutes. So I think I actually still have the replay code. I loaded it in earlier, and we're going to take a look at it. and find out I don't. Tragic. Okay, so 9V KHT. Now, here's the thing. I don't like getting too much involved in drama. However, if somebody's actively throwing a game, it's not so much drama as in like, come on, man. So this is the juice though. And I'm not really familiar with streamer or YouTube juice. I'm way out of the loop with this. But apparently somebody named Jelly Peanut is in the game and people are accusing KEPHRII of win trading for a streamer. I'm not going to comment on that. I don't know anything about Jelly Peanut. I don't really know who Jelly Peanut is. I saw them once in a new punter a couple days ago. But okay, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and speculate if or why KEPHRII's throwing, if he's even throwing, but we'll actually find out. Yeah, so I'm not going to speculate. I'm just trying to explain what some people were theorizing why, because it obviously it's like, why throw, you know what I'm saying? So KEPHRII watch, I need you guys, he's a clip farmer. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay, let's find out if KEPHRII is throwing the lobby. You guys, maybe we'll vote at the end. We'll do a chat vote. You guys let me know what you think. And the best part about this is a super short game too, so just farms clips instead of playing correctly, like crazy flanks and duels. I mean, isn't that like KEPHRII's playstyle? Or are you talking about KEPHRII? I definitely knew KEPHRII's definitely. I guess I can see that.
Look like that.
Oh, why Torbolt look like that? I don't know. It's squishy. Yeah, KEPHRII is definitely a bit of a clip farmer. Does not play Widowmaker correctly whatsoever. I mean, that's obviously an exaggeration, but I don't think KEPHRII actually considers. So yeah, this is a bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. I think the sleep dart was obviously like whatever, but maybe you could argue like nothing really going on, but like the fact that we're not even looking at our tank at all, like the tank gets booped behind a wall. I don't know, not a single bit of healing though, but who knows? There's healing, that's good. Those are good shots. No healing on the Ashe. We just kind of yeet our nade. Yeet our sleep as well. The yeeted sleeps so far have been kind of like dumb, but this might be somebody that just is not very experienced in Ana. So, like you can see this here that we seem to be taking it like, we're not like actively throwing, you know what I'm saying? That nade as well is just like shows a lack of experience, you know? We are trying to heal a little bit. Oh, that sleep dart almost hits. This is silly. This is just silly. But I don't think I've seen anything that's like outright throwing just yet. Same thing with that sleep dart there, just low percentage, low value. Noob on a mistake. Same thing with that nade. So our cooldown value is really low. We gotta be really careful about this. Come on, man. Like this is, I hear engaging happening and he doesn't even try to look. Like, and then we nade this guy. All right. Like right now we have no cooldowns. The Pharah is above us. Yeah, this is rough. I'm not gonna lie. Does KEPHRII release montages on like support? Then why are we clip farming if that's what this guy does? What's the point? Was this streamed, guys? There's no way this guy was streamed. There's no way this game was streamed. Somebody would be reporting this guy. Even that nade is just weird. All right. I don't know. Why are we in spawn? Why are we in spawn? If we're that concerned about Pharah, like... Okay. I'm not gonna lie, chat. We're off to a bad start. This is looking really sus. I ain't gonna say win trade because I don't know the situation, but this is not a legitimate attempt to play Ana. Not even by somebody who doesn't know how to play Ana. This is not a legitimate attempt. This is looking really sus. Like so far, whatever. Just using cooldowns, doesn't know how to use cooldowns, whatever. Drunk gameplay, maybe. But we're actively trying not to heal, is what we're trying to do. Like we're only healing when there's literally nothing else that we can be doing. Like right now. Are we gonna heal Winston? No, we're not gonna even move. What? We're flanking. We're not even taking a good flank. We're not only are we not flanking, we're just standing here and purposely choosing not to heal. Oh, come on, man. Like, there's nothing to do, so therefore I will heal, I guess. This sucks. This sucks, man. Because it's not about like the mechanics or decisions, it's the fact that it really seems like we're purposefully doing stupid things on purpose. In the off chance that it's funny if it works, I guess, but we're like purposefully not healing. There's a heal, there's a heal, there's a heal. There we go. That's the most healing we've done the entire game. Okay? Like even this, I can forgive. It's aggressive, goofy, on a play, right? We don't heal. Whatever, just not very good at Ana cooldowns. Fight's lost, right? Surely we disengage. Surely. Looks like we're gonna nano Winston. What? What? This one doesn't even look like we're trying. We're just being silly. We're being silly. We're like, ha ha ha, how many shots are you gonna miss? Who is Toxic Person? Did you guys say this was Moxie? Does KEPHRII know Moxie? I don't know streamer dynamics, y'all. Because the guy's messing with him. We're hard focusing the DPS players. We're not even trying. There's some drama there? I don't know. Okay, let's walk. Why are we standing still? See, this is the thing. Are we spawn? It looks like we're trying to spawn camp the Ashe, or we're trying to sneak up on the Hanzo. But I'm not even sure if the latter. Yeah, see, it's literally just playing for the kill on the DPS. Horrible cooldown usage, but again, it's just not good at the hero. So whatever. Here comes the spawn camp again. Nano is whatever. Nice. We missed the nade, but again, just whatever's. Yeah, we're just not as good mechanically. You see, like right here, no attempt to heal, no awareness whatsoever. We're just hard tunneled on the kill. Yeah, this is really rough, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Why would you sleep then? That's okay. I mean, that stuff is just kind of nitpicky. And then now hard DPS. We get the kill though, that's fine. We need to walk, we need to walk, we need to walk. We're just gonna snipe. Yeah. Okay, let's set up the poll. Poll. Is Keph trolling? Is Keph throwing? Let's not just say trolling. Yes, no. Let's do duration 1 minute. What do you guys think? But that's what I'm saying. Does he not do montages? Does KEPHRII not have... I don't know anything about KEPHRII, guys. I don't see any support on his... It's all Widowmaker. Wait, our Roadhog out-healed me. We're trolling on Moira, maybe? Maybe that's it. Can't vote for some reason? Weird. Yeah, I mean, he's clearly trolling. But the question is he purposefully trying to lose? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so definitely reportable, but hard memeing. Like, he truly doesn't care at all. Like, not even just playing for fun, but actively. The thing that ticks me off is it's not just, oh, playing for fun. He's actively playing in a way. He's actively choosing not to do what he knows he ought to do. It's not just like, I'm going to try a different play style, or I'm going to play more aggressively, or maybe this is kind of a feed, I'm going to do it anyway. He's going, oh, that person needs help. No. Yeah. There's no attempt to win at all. There's no attempt to compete at all. That sucks, you know? Like, I'm all for, like, you know, stress testing, playing for fun, but this is just legitimately, we're not practicing, we're not even trying to play the hero, we're just screwing around. That's annoying. Yeah, yeah. That sucks. That's kind of sucky. That's kind of sucky. Like, you know, I don't know. That's just disrespect. It's the same. It's like the unranked GM kind of mentality. It's just very disrespectful to your teammates, I think. Very disrespectful. I mean, if you're playing an off meta hero, but you're trying, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, Chad, is like, it's competitive mode, okay? So what's expected is effort. You know what I'm saying? We're not expecting you to play a certain hero. We're not expecting you to hard comm. We're just expecting you to give effort, some form of effort. Just show up, do. I wouldn't even say do your best. Just give it effort. There's nothing of that here. I don't know. I don't know anything about this match outside of what it was posted on the replay code itself. So yeah, that's a disaster. So this is a bad look for sure. It's a bad look. I can honestly say there has not been a single game in my Overwatch history where I have not put in any effort in a ranked game. And I think most people in chat most people who play the game have never done that. Actively thrown, I should hope. Ugh. That's crappy. Okay, chat. How do I do this Loverwatch thing? What's the deal with this Loverwatch thing? Play on the web? Okay, let's I don't know. I honestly, guys, I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting into. Anyone have any suggestions? Okay, let's give this a shot. Any tips for improvement? I'm trying to GM4, trying to get GM1 in console. No general tips, no. Take a look at your training schedule and see if there's anything that you can be more consistent with. But I'll say that now. The official but non-canon Overwatch 2 dating sim. Are you ready to play this thing? There are parts of the Overwatch story that are real and other parts that are hypothetical. This dating sim is one of those hypothetical, non-canon stories, like if Wrecking Ball and Tracer talk about how they both love cheeseburgers before a PvP match. Tracer and Wrecking Ball may love cheeseburgers, they've just never met officially and actually had that conversation. Not yet. Also, this dating sim kicks down the fourth wall and stomps all over it with muddy boots. Does that answer your question? Not right. We couldn't have said it better ourselves. Also, am I also pretending a non-canon version of me? That's really up to you. This is getting a little too meta for us, and we wrote this. Okay. What do you guys think should be my name? I'm thinking either Jim, Bob, Bodine, or Poo Poo King. I'm not really sure. I need some suggestions. Poo Poo King? Alright, Poo Poo King. Poo Poo King. Oh, I can't do a dash. Poo Poo King. In honor of our Torbjorn friend. Your name is Poo Poo King. I mean, these are really inspirational words. I mean, when nothing ever bad ever follows up, your name is Poo Poo King. Can you guys see this, by the way? Is my face cam in the way? Maybe I should move my face cam. Should I move my face cam? Should I move my face cam? Continue? I mean, do I have an option? It's fine? Okay. Alright, Poo Poo King time. I know it's gonna be good. It's Friday night in the big city. You could use a laugh after the week you've had. The Laugh Attic is one of the most tragically unfunny comedy clubs in town, but you love watching people bomb on open mic. Sometimes that people is you. It's particularly dark tonight, so dark it'll make for quite the dramatic reveal when your eyes adjust and you see who is sitting at the table in the corner. Eyes adjusting. 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 Oh my? Oh my? Is that who you think it is? What do you guys think? Who should I go for first? Can I make the face cam bigger? Yeah, I can. Who should it be, guys? Who should we start off with? I want to really immerse myself in this. The first one first. It's Mercy. Oh my days. Genius doctor, genius scientist, genius inventor. No matter how many times you blink, she's still there. And you're completely... What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm feeling kind of ticked off at Mercy right now. It's been a hard time, y'all. Pain struck. Oh, being the presence of a genius doctor has reminded you of that pain in your stomach. Wait, you've been experiencing... Wait, this is... Is this a health issue? Do I have a parasite? I thought this was a love simulator and I've got a worm in my stomach. I fixed it to be like prescribed some antibacterials, antifungals, antiparasiticals. What is this game? You should probably get that checked out. What, is this a colonoscopy simulator? Do I have bowel gas? What's going on? It hurts worse with all the butterflies you feel? Oh, okay, never mind, we're back. Oh! It's me. Poo Poo King, yeah. Hark, do I hear the sound of a heartbeat fasting and smell? Okay, the sweat on your... I'm sorry, what does smell the sweat in your palms? Some of y'all need to take a shower. I am Cupid, the hero of love in all varieties. It is my sworn duty to answer the cry and guide them to fulfillment. You look around, wondering if anyone else can see this, or are you hallucinating? You're the only one who sees me. Hi guys. My hair is luscious, my body is supple, and I am ready. I do not interfere in the mortal realm. Consider me the angel on your shoulder who... But isn't that interfering? If you're pointing me in the right... I guess, whatever. Yeah, see, I'm getting semantics here. Okay. Now tell me, are you in love? Let's go meta here. Poo Poo King! For the free-to-play game Overwatch 2. I don't know, am I feeling the signs of love? I feel like massive cramping. I think it's just based on anxiety. Okay. So do you wish to win the Heart of Mercy? Wait, there was another option, wasn't there? There was, not anymore. Wow! Wow! I'm just... This guy is pushing. Do you really know about Mercy? Wait, is he actually setting up a trivia quiz here? What is Mercy's real name? I think we're going to go with Mrs. Poo Poo King. No! Ah! Okay. Don't forget the doctor. Okay, what is her favorite food? The tears of careless DPS heroes? It's quite dark. I like that. She will not do better. What is Dr. Ziegler's field of research? Yeah, see? Wow, I'm smart. Look how smart I am. What would impress such a highly accomplished woman? I am pretty funny, yo. I'm the greatest. I was expecting something like I could just flex, but it's not working. And what a fate. Nice. Oh no! No, no, no! I'm not ready for this! I'm not ready for this! I'm gonna talk to her directly. I ain't scared. Oh no, this is stressful. Hey, Salty. I like this. I gotta role play as myself here. Oh, jeez, this guy's a nerd. Where's the aggressively hostile response? Because I'm kind of the same ring to prefer that version. Joining me for dinner soon? Like a date? Yeah, exactly. Cut right to the point here. She seems kind of, she's a little bit too literal for me. This is kind of spooking me out. We need more votes in the prediction chat. I'd love to join you. I don't have an option, I guess. I was hoping to reject Mercy as the ultimate alpha Chad mood. You could die happy right now and she would just resurrect you back. Okay, here we go. Circuit Royale. That's not in Midtown. If you want to make it for you better queue up now. Okay. We're doing okay, chat. You arrive in Monaco in a few short hours. Okay. The menu in front of you, you're cursing yourself for skipping French class all those years ago. Oh, she's late. What a trash can. Was working on a new dissertation. Wasn't keeping track of time. I got her as fast as I could. Do you forgive me? I'm working on mercy, Refid. Do you forgive me? Only if I get a special thanks in your dissertation. Yeah, this is the way to go, I think. Photo counting CT detectors? I mean, obviously. You're treading upon dangerous ground. Shut up, Cupid! I can handle this trash. I got this. Making up believable. Imagine making up believable. Why is this guy assuming I don't know what I'm talking about? Beignet de fleur de courge. I can't speak that. Fried zucchini flowers. You take a deep breath, nod back and look at the menu. I'm just gonna order the chicken nuggets. I don't even care. I hope they're dinosaur chicken nuggets? Yeah, that's right. You remember, you have a friend I had. He also liked chickens that were shaped like dinosaurs. Oh yeah. Nice. Shut up, Cupid. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, jackass! Screw off! I'll feign interest here. She's dissertation. Imagine using such an archaic word. Do you understand the nuances in medical imaging and machine learning? Of course, yes, trash. You don't know jack. Yeah, obviously. Boring nerd stuff. I don't feel like complimenting the hero thing. That's trying too hard. Collecting crystals. Oh. My favorite is the rose quartz. Shut up, Cupid! Just stretching the old Latimus Dorsey. Hey, thank you, Calix. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day for you too. Why is it forcing me to be nice? Be direct! I wish they would also welcome Angela. Shut up, Angela. Quit whining. Yeah, there you go.
You got this, boss man.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Refit. I appreciate the sub, man. I hope you're doing well. Is that what I said? There's pepper when you guys are dating? Obviously. What was the best option you ever had? At least we've mutually disappointed each other. Ha! Ha! Get rolled. Hope we try something new. Why don't you join me in volunteering in Cairo? You can see for yourself I like being in the center of attention. She dabs the corners of the mouth, the napkin folds back perfectly, then leaves. Woo! Third date awaits. Okay, let's do this. We're rolling right now, guys. We're rolling right now. We could not do better than this. There's no time to waste. It was straight to the clinic. It's a modern. Hallways mopped, paperwork filed and sorted, supplies stocked. Nice. We're doing our job. Straighten up immediately. I'll make you some coffee. Nice. That's right. But it's definitely not quality coffee. Her genius does not extend to barristorial. Huh? Ah, yes! Yes! Let her know! You hand her a cup of real coffee. This is pretty good. See? It's better than mine. See? See, guys? This is it. This is the Riz right now. Don't let anybody dominate. Be an absolute turd bag. It's the way to go. Yeah, healing crystal type girl? Yep. Yep. All right, let's go. We'll get back to work. All right, here we go. Ping out the coffee grind. Ah! What is this? This is Poo Poo King. I am the Poo Poo King. She blushes pink, Mercy, TM pink. I'm just helping out Angela for the day. Yes. Mmm. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. You've impressed Anna Amari? Yeah, how about the sarcastic response here? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Worst ending? Wait, is this the ending? Wait, is this it? Oh no, no, no! I did the coward thing! No, no, no! She gonna push me off the ledge? She's gonna push me off the ledge, isn't she? I mean, listen, mates, I don't need to be reading about high-rise apartments. What do we got, Mercy? She's gonna push me off. She's gonna push me off. I mean, listen, y'all. I ain't fixing to go this far. And it's gonna be falling for her. And just accept friendship, man. I'm gonna get love. Then I'm gonna get put on I'm gonna get put on the will. And then there's gonna be a happy little accident. You know what I'm saying? Either that or we get married 50-50 and then I'm gonna divorce. I'm taking everything she's got. I love you more than Junkrat loves bombs. How does this work? All right, what? Well, no way this guy made all the wrong choices and still got the gamer girl. Guys, I told you. It just is too easy. It's too easy. It's just simply too easy. There's a certain point in time where I just legitimately cannot teach you how it's done. There's just a talent, you know what I'm saying? That this transcends any sort of choice that you could make, right or wrong. Rip your 8K channel points? Wait, what happened? What did I miss? I didn't see in the activity feed. Did somebody spend channel points? It's not on my activity feed. What did you do? I think you have to click on the icon to receive the reward. Oh, I'll do that in a bit then. But we have to do. But yeah, I'm assuming the result is he didn't get rejected by Mercy. I mean, no, obviously. Could not have been easier. It could not have been easier. It's not possible to lose. Not when I'm playing, no. Told you. I think they bet on my Riz. Get rolled. Get rolled. Imagine doubting me, you know? Okay, let's do some Ask Spilo, guys. Let's do some Ask Spilo! Okay, let's get our epic pen pulled up. By the way, new update. I'm evolving. Okay? Because, look. Smart girls go for dumb guys. Hilarious. Check this out. Check this out. Full thing. Look at this. In-depth coaching session, 30-minute gameplay review, Ask Spilo and topical discussion. Today's topical discussion was how to Riz Mercy without even trying. Okay? You see, I'm staying on schedule. If you guys want to know what we're doing Thursday, free raffle review, potentially a map guide. I do have a collab this Thursday with Kasaurus, which I'll announce probably tomorrow publicly. This isn't public announcement, by the way. And so on. So I actually have a little bit of a tentative schedule right now. And And we're also working on getting an update to the coaching form, which will be a little bit easier, more in depth, and more beautiful. So yeah. Okay. Ask Spilo! Exclamation mark Discord. Let's do this. NFT Center Astrology Daughter. How about How about the guy that sits and watches ESPN all day with the beer gut and the ingrown armpit hairs? I think that's more of my niche. Do you not use profanity in stream? Just a personal choice. I don't use profanity in regular conversation either, so I mean, obviously profanity is like kind of like it's a spectrum, you know? It's a spectrum. I use words that probably some people find insulting, but I try and go with what I find offensive. I try and avoid using those because I find them offensive, so I wouldn't say them, obviously. And then I try and adjust the words I use depending on the like, people will try and tell you that language is subjective, and I think it's false. There's some words that I don't say around other people because I know that they get their feelings hurt, right? And vice versa. I think there's obviously some words that I just won't say, period. But yeah, it's just a personal choice. You're welcome on. I didn't even know there was a poll. Who is like? Oh. Oh my gosh, you actually got lucky. Oh, I see the poll now. Wait, why isn't this not? Why can't I go back? It's not working. Hang on. I couldn't go back to chat. Yeah, it's just personal choice. Okay. Do you have any advice for going pro? Learn to reach out to people. I think a lot of it can be like, oh, I got lucky, I didn't know anybody, or I didn't have the connections that a lot of people have. But like, the way you make connections is by getting good and being really good at the game, whether it's as a coach or as a player, and then reaching out to people that are one step above you. Like, if you're a Masters player, try and get feedback or advice from GM player. If you're a Contenders or a tier 3 coach, try and reach out to Contenders coaches, and vice versa. Like, or not vice versa, but and so on. Like, the best thing that I ever did for my connections is always trying to push my limits with who I was coaching or who I was helping out with or who I was sitting in on by one tier above me. Like, guys, I cannot tell you how many Overwatch League teams I've messaged over like the last 3 years when I was looking for trials and things like that. And I got ghosted by almost everybody. But then I would also like try and work with the highest Contenders players. I'd try it for every team that I possibly could, and then be able to pick and choose whichever ones that wanted me. It's just like putting in the sweat. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just putting in the sweat in terms of just playing the game and turning off your brain all day long, or coaching the game all day long, turning off your brain, but like really pushing your limits when it comes to like making connections and knowing people and things like that. Because the other thing is, like, the reason why making connections is so important, it's not just about who you know, but what you can learn from who you know. So like, if I had not made connections, I would not have been as good of a coach, because I got a lot of great advice and got a lot of great feedback from people that I made connections with that otherwise I would not have done. Because feedback is really important, and if you don't have a feedback loop of things that you're doing, then you really need to like, you need to figure out like who you need to be talking to get some form of feedback. Did rank get much easier? I think so. I think like, if you already played the game beforehand, then the average SR of the player is going to go up, because the average SR of the newer players is generally going to be lower because they're not as good at the game. So if you played Overwatch previously, you already have an advantage, so you're more likely to get bumped up a little bit. But there's also some controversy about like the average, like the no SR cap and all that kind of foolishness. I'm not exactly sure how that breaks down to, but I do know at least the first thing is very relevant. Question I've been sitting on for a while: how much time for it would take you to become a professional coach in non-Overwatch FPS games like Valorant, Apex Legends? I don't think it would take me very long. I think for a first-person shooter, it wouldn't be very long at all. It would depend on the complexity of the game. Because the off angles, cover, corners, timing, team play, cooldown usage, cooldown timing, understanding the maps, understanding how to take duels, understanding how range, right? All of those things I think would be very, very easy. I could probably coach Valorant to like a relatively decent level, like mid to low tier players, within like a week. And to actually coach professionally, like at a higher level, give me a month. And that's probably playing it safe. If I was going it full time, I could do it in a month. For non-FPS games, maybe a little bit longer, especially a game like Smash Bros, where there is a ton of nuance, right? There's like a ton of heroes, but a lot of the concepts apply, like good training habits, good training schedules, confidence, how to practice, what to practice, things like that, I'm sure still apply. Yeah. How is Rig play differently in Overwatch 2 than Overwatch 1? Basically, it's just like, it's more about like, you're still pocketing off angles, you're still peeling dive, but it's essentially that your bash is used more to kind of use as a defensive cooldown than it is offensively, depending on the situation. Like you can and should still use your bash offensively. However, it like provides so much range and so much mobility because it goes so much further now that it allows you to hold aggressive positions that you couldn't otherwise could. So you can like help your DPS by being on top of that aggressive position. Whereas in Overwatch 1, if you were on too aggressive of a position, especially on an off angle, you were stuck. You could bash out, but you wouldn't go very far. Whereas now in Overwatch 2, you can split off and bash out from really, really aggressive angles, which allows you to help you support your DPS on off angles better. It's a much more dynamic playstyle rather than just like sit, peel, proc, inspire. You know what I'm saying? I think it's interesting. Just the hero isn't super, super strong, which that might have changed with the recent with the recent armor pack change. So in other words, because I can go from point X to point Y rather than point X to point Y in Overwatch 1, this allows me to play more aggressive off angles. Yeah. In terms of playing a single role, what do you think is the easiest to climb with? I'm really not too sure. I don't really know. This is like one of the questions that people ask, and I really, truly don't know. I just don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Because yeah, not all the roles are like as mechanically demanding as DPS, but they all have like different reasons why they might be trickier or less trickier and so on. Can you explain why D.Va is not terribly popular, especially through Season 2? She seems good against Hog, but I don't know that many things. A lot of it has to come down to what tanks have been meta. So like she isn't bad against Hog, but she's not very good versus Hog. Not as good as other tanks are. Not as good as like an Orisa is. She also was not particularly good versus Zarya. She's not particularly good versus Ramattra. She's not bad versus Ramattra. I think she's a pretty powerful hero, but she's better in more dive-centric metas when there's more high ground. And she's good versus heroes like Winston and things like that. I don't think D.Va is weak so much as she just hasn't meshed as well with the meta. And there's also a lot of maps where mobility is good, but there's also a lot of maps where mobility just is bad. So Orisa's too strong, Ramattra's too strong, or has been too strong. Roadhog was too strong, Zarya was too strong. And D.Va is just not great versus all of those tanks necessarily. If we see more Ball, more Winston, I imagine we'll probably see a little bit more D.Va. I also don't think D.Va is like super, super overtuned, right? Compared to some of the other tanks that we have to do. Once I get to GM, how do I go pro? Do I wait until top 100? I offered a ringer on level 2, but I'm not getting anything. Keep trying, and keep pushing your rank. GM5 isn't good enough. GM5 is not even anywhere near close to pro. Like GM1 is not even that close to pro. The equivalent of GM1 is like 4,000 SR, right? Or GM5, and pro is like 4.6. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a full. It's equivalent of like 1,000 SR differential, because the gap gets more and more exponential the higher and higher you go. So keep doing this as much as you can, but you need to keep pushing your rank until you're like top 500, top 100. That's a huge priority when it comes to doing this. Okay, let's keep going. Do you have any advice for summer ball dive matchup? I feel like hacking ball is normally not worth it unless you're wasting time with staying with your backline for the perfect placement. I mean, you could actively go hunt down the ball on the flank with your own ball. That if you can get a hack on the enemy ball, then you can win a huge portion of HP matchup. So like if you hack the enemy ball, and the enemy summer does not hack your ball, that means that your ball summer versus their ball summer, you win the HP trade by a monstrous amount, which allows you to win the off angle, which allows you to stage dives in the backline. When you're hacking ball, if you're playing a mirror, very rarely are you sitting inside of your backline. You're usually going out to contest off angles and flanks with your ball or your tracer. Oh my days. Okay, as soon as this is done, Light Knight, we're going in. You're gonna wish you weren't born. I'm just gonna put it that way. How do I attract good players to my team? I manage a team for the university, and there's a lot of good players at our school who know about our team and are active in our esports server, but choose not to play for Overwatch team. I've heard a couple explanations about choose not to just focus on other priorities. but that seems to not be true since I see them acting the game constantly. I've also heard that they don't want to play in a lower average start, but the just 2 or 3 of players average start could be GM, which I think is very good. I think that's something that you might just need to talk about with the coach of your team. I'm not sure if, or with the university president. And then if you have a president or whoever you're working with or whoever's above you, and see if you guys can come up with a game plan, because this seems more like a social issue or a management issue, not a management issue, but like a management problem that I think you guys need to solve, which might be simply bringing them all and having a talk together, be like, hey, listen, I think this would be an awesome opportunity for you guys. This is like what we like hope to accomplish. This is the kind of team environment we have. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of good practice. If we guys get all of you guys to join this, then our average SR isn't going to be a problem at all. So it's like a problem that might be kind of hard to manage if you don't get them all at once. But I would look at it from like, it's not something that's really Overwatch specific. It's more of like a personality management situation. Okay, why is Brig good now? It's the burst armor pack. It's the burst armor pack, and also simultaneously Ball is buffed. So Brig is really, really good versus Ball. Like even when Brig was weaker back in like stage 2 of Overwatch League before the armor pack, Brig was still played in Brig Zen comp. Like Brig Zen was still played because Zen was a little bit more powerful, but also Ball was played too. So like Brig and Zen work really, really well together, and also Brig is buffed now. I joined an Overwatch team worth it if I have a little time to play every day. Is joining it. It's okay. It depends on like the expectations of the Overwatch team. Like if you're playing like a scrim once or twice a week and they're not going to get mad at you and like not improving necessarily, it could be fun. Like Overwatch team could be a really fun experience, maybe not just about improvement. Is team play and scrimming a net positive times because I want to reach my goals in solo, but I want to become a generally better player? It's okay as long as you're actually playing the heroes that you're playing in solo queue. Like I think solo queue, like ranked team play will be a little bit distracting because you won't be able to focus on yourself as much as helping your team, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The only really bad thing you'd have to watch out for would be if you're spending time playing heroes that you're not playing in ranked. That would be the major issue. If the answer to that is I'm playing the same heroes, then it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Would Overwatch be better off with a minimap? I don't think so. I'm not even sure what that would like entail. That'd be kind of weird. Can you yell at me to go to the gym and not be a bum? Hey! Stop being a bum! For a local land, we have the following comp options with our comfort picks: Ramattra, Orisa, Monkey, Reaper, Junk Tracer, Ash, Kiriko, Ana, Zen, Mercy. What is this abomination? Kiriko, Ana, Zen. What? Do you suggest this for 1 or 2 comps that run on the best played? You could do Monkey, Tracer, Ash, Mercy, Ana on like high ground / more ranged maps. And then if it's more of a ranged map, you could replace this with like Orisa or Ramattra and run the same support line. You could also replace the Ana with a Kiriko on more high ground maps. And then you could play Ramattra, Reaper, plus Tracer or Junk, and then run that with Kiriko or Ana, Lucio. These are letters, I promise you. These are not hieroglyphics. These are letters. And it would be basically about short range maps. You could run like Brawl with your Junkrat, Reaper, Ramattra, Lucio. And then more like spam, controlling off angles, controlling sightlines, playing for dive timings with your Winston, or playing for your Orisa solo tank just to kind of hold space. I think those would be 2 options. Have you heard about any scrim metas on this patch? I have heard about Brig Zen. I've heard Brig Zen is good on some points, but that I've not heard necessarily that there's a Lucio death yet. But we might have some more insight from Chrysaorus on Thursday. Is it important to have a good understanding of team composition to be able to execute set plays? Not necessarily. I think since the creativity of creating a set play isn't totally reliant on your understanding of the composition, I think you can come up with new stuff. And I think also testing set plays can also help you to understand the composition better. For example, if I'm doing a set play as a dive comp and it just doesn't work, maybe that changes how I view the dive composition as a whole, because I realize that that's not as easy as I thought it would be. So then actually maybe we should reconsider how I play. So it's better to have a good understanding of the composition when coming to set plays, but it's not necessarily a prerequisite. Should you as a support play more aggressively, taking more angles? I think it's a good habit to start stress testing that, yes. I think knowing when and where you can and can't do that, as long as you have good cover usage and you're timing it around your team, that's a good way to kind of stress test and understand support more, yes. How do you determine your priorities IRL and in Overwatch, like for what to spend time on? The best way to do is just to ask yourself what you couldn't live without, you know? Like, I could not exercise. But I also would not want to do an hour and a half of exercise or 2 hours of exercise every day. But then 50 minutes is not enough. And then you kind of create these mental scenarios. And then you kind of like, what are the non-negotiables for me? Non-negotiable for me is getting a certain amount of exercise, reading a little bit every single day, going to bed at a certain time, getting so much amount of sleep, seeing my family once a week. Like you need to find your non-negotiables, fill those time slots. Then you need to find out how much of the other things, like the grace period of like how much video games do I play, how much time do I spend exercising, how much time do I spend doing other things, how much time do I spend with my family, how much free time do I have, and then also try and find out if you can sniff out any time that you're wasting, where you're not really getting a lot out of it, you're not having a lot of fun, but you're just doing it just for the sake of doing it. So the way to determine your priorities is just to set your must, like your non-negotiables, your priorities, and then find out like what the bare minimums are from there. And then from the bare minimum, right? Like let's say my bare minimum for exercise is an average of about 40 minutes per day, 30, 40 minutes per day. Then from there, I can then go on to the next bare minimum. Okay, bare minimum for sleep is 8 hours a day. Then our bare minimum of reading is 30 minutes per day. Bare minimum of work is going to be around 7 hours per day, right? 6 to 7 hours per day. And then from there, you can start to fill in the timestamps, and I'm not the guy that has like a planner for what I'm doing at 8:15 and then 4:30 and but I do have a to-do list of what I'm doing every single day. And then if I start to feel like I don't have enough time in the day, I do kind of revisit how I'm using my time. It's more of an art. Some people are really good with regimented. I'm not, but I'm also not the guy that's just like, let's just see what I feel like doing today. I need to have kind of something of a structure. But determining your priorities is a lot of just self-reflection, honestly. What are your thoughts on the current matchmaker situation? I mean, it's bad. It's bad. It's harmful. It's bad. It's harmful. It's too much. It's too much. I know every pro player I know would prefer to wait 2 more minutes longer on average per queue. 3 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a slightly better, just to not have diamonds in your lobby. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much that it's an imbalance, so much as it's not fun, because the lobbies will, in the long run, balance themselves out.
More playable characters and choices. I don't see a single DPS being bad right now. Fix.
Yeah, there you go. How's the off-tank grind? 20 minutes longer though? Well, no. I mean, obviously, remember we talked about low-hanging fruit. Thanks for the sub, by the way. It's about low-hanging fruit. Nobody should have, theoretically, a 30-minute queue or a 25-minute queue. Nobody should have a diamond in your lobby as a top 500. Those to me are essentially non-negotiables. So when we remove those outliers and we have 12-minute queues and low masters in the lobby, okay, we can maybe live with that. Biggie cheese for admin win. We'll see. How do people make work off meta heroes and top 500? So it's like, this is a great conversation I had with Boger a couple weeks ago, where it's about like understanding matchups and knowing the ins and outs of the heroes. Like Sim and Junk are not necessarily the most complicated heroes in the history of the game, but they do have a decent amount of nuance. So if all you do is you just play a hero because you're strong, then all you're understanding is like the bare minimum of like what makes the hero tick. But when you really are forcing yourself to off meta, you learn a lot of nuance about the character and you get really, really good at mastering matchups. So in other words, when I'm playing Symmetra into dive, I have to be super creative and unpredictable, right? Same thing goes for Junkrat. And I have to think outside the box. So when people make them work, they make them work not by abusing a certain playstyle, but by actually figuring out how a playstyle can be adjusted. Like you can just exist with some heroes and get to like masters, you know what I'm saying? But with Symmetra Junkrat or off-meta heroes like a Winston or whatever, you actually really have to understand the hero and understand matchups and be creative and know all the tech and things like that. And that's how people do this. That's how they do that. They don't just memorize a playstyle. They learn how to adjust and change and adapt and figure things out and new tricks and new tips, and they know the map and they know the best position. They squeeze every bit of juice out of that orange. You know what I'm saying? Okay, with the bad matchmaking, do you think reaching GM is easier? I don't know. I think it's easier, but I don't think it has anything to do with the bad matchmaking necessarily, unless this infinite SR glitch is making it so where you can grind, and climb high ranks. But I don't know if that's the case. I don't know enough about the matchmaker to kind of answer that one for you. I really, truly don't know. But yeah. Okay. Chat, that's going to do it for me. We're going to be back on Thursday with a collab with Kasaurus. We'll have coaching sessions leading up to that as usual. Exclamation mark Discord, exclamation mark your mama, exclamation mark coaching. And yeah, also next Thursday, more raffle review, potentially. We'll see how late the collaboration with Kasaurus goes. Oh, 1v1. Sorry! I have a partially broken left middle finger. I also have a sprained base of my thumb from this weekend. I fell on it weird. I also have a little bit of indigestion. The sun is in my eyes. I haven't played ranked in a long time consistently. My mechanics are a little bit washed. I'm feeling a little bit sad. I recently tripled my sensitivity. My mouse is broken. There's some dust on my mouse pad. I'm not feeling particularly well. The RNG of the Sata lobbies is such that I never get the heroes that I want. Excuses already? No, I'm just making conversation, guys. You guys are paranoid. What the heck? All right. Light night hashtag 11327. I think this is it. Copium? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Wait 1 second. I got earbuds on. I don't have my headphones right now. Yeah.
Now arrive 3.
Oh crap, it's my worst DPS hero.
Fight.
Like unironically, I think my worst DPS hero. Oh my days. Going to win now. No. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. No! Oh, got her. Watch this. Oh no. Well, sure that's gonna work. What? No! Watch this. Oh, I wanted it so bad. Oh, no! Oh, I'm egoing. Okay. Oh, 200 HP Widow, let's go. Oh, man. Chat, no. This guy is full, so I can smell it. Oh, what? No recall. Nope. Oh no, I thought he'd go to the other side. Oh, what a rat.
I should try that again.
cooked. No, no. Don't beat me! No. Oh dear. What? Excuse me? I got robbed, bro. What? 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 Oh no, no. 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 Hang it. Oh, crud. I can get this though. Watch this. Ready? Look up! Alright, I need to force recall out.
Best place.
He's removed Sojourn Kyoko. What's the new code? GG's, mate. GG's. That was good. You played well. You made me look really stupid for the first half, and that's what we came here for, right? TXCX. Let me tell you what. TX. Who else wants some? TXCXX gold, by the way. I don't want to talk about it. If anyone else has points, now would be the time to do it. 1v1. We cash. You gotta cash. Does anyone have 10,000 points? If that wouldn't work, I don't have points though. Tell you what, Smosky. Oh yeah, I don't want. Oh yeah, I remember. I don't want to remember, but I do remember. 18.6k. All right, tell you what, chat. We're gonna do it. We'll do one. I'm gonna break my rule. Oh, Tech-Tress. All right, Tech-Tress. What's yours? Tech-Tress. Oh, I'm already on my friends list. This guy gets Genji, and I'm cooked. This guy gets Reinhardt, and I'm cooked. But thankfully, there's no Reinhardt here. All right. All right, kid.
Now
Nothing personnel. Oh, no.
2, 1, fight.
Oh. No! How did he just straight not hit that? No! I'm gonna get cooked, am I not? Oh, what?
No kills.
Why is he beaming me? Oh my gosh, this sweat. Nope. Oh no, he's gonna get me. I'm cooked. Oh no.
Every soul.
No, this guy. Oh no. Dang it.
We're in this.
He's gonna dash me. Oh man, I'm so bad, chat. There's the dash. Here comes the dash. There's the dash. Here's the deflect. Oh, I messed up. I gave him way too much damage for that. There it is. I had to kind of cheese that one. He tried so hard. Oh my gosh, my movement's so bad. Oh, come on! Oh no, I fat fingered that one. Love this hero. It's so fun to play. He's gonna dash, maybe. Oh.
I will leave a broken world
Whoa.
behind.
Oh, that was stupid. Where's this? He's got sleep dart now. You need to be careful. Oh no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh man, I got rolled. Watch this. Almost. Now we cheese. I don't think I need it really. I'm quite safe.
No cure.
Love that hero. So dirty. Oh no!
Aim to devastate.
Oh, see, like, I'm sorry. What a rat.
I love a good.
Oh, rat. For some reason, did you guys not hear that? I did not hear that. Oh, wow. Oh, no. This hero is so bad in this mode, I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, it was one kill. Rat!
Finish.
Dang, man. I should have tracked that he nano. Oh, just shame on you, dude. Shame on you. All right, chat. I'm gonna call it. It was fun. It wasn't that fun because I lost, but yeah. All right, GG's. We'll be back on Thursday. Kasora's collaboration, raffle review, other fun stuff and foolishness like that. Loves and kisses. Yeah, that's all. Spilo out. Wait, what? Can I read Rasmus so I don't have to leave this one and join it? No, you survive. You can't kill. Love you guys. Bye.